Let's see.
I fucking love that, dude. What's up, baby? Welcome back to another episode of Rated G Live. We're risking it all, baby. We are literally risking it all. We are here. We're doing it again. Another episode of Rated G with Gary G. Garcia and Brian Licata. I'm your host, Gary G. Garcia, along with my brother and partner in misinformation, Brian Licata. We're here doing it again. I'm very excited.
What up, boy?
I like
what up?
I like going live. You know, it's like doing
cool.
it without a net. We're going without a net, baby. You know, and I'm gonna try the triple Indy.
Well, dude, I mean, hard. Really, when you think about our show, we don't edit anything.
We don't, but there is always that chance that if I say something completely crazy, we know we can go, yeah, we're not gonna be able to put that. We know we can do it. When, you know, we never do, just so you know, we leave all the stupid shit I say in there, but you know,
we could not put it out.
We could always go, yeah. And chances are that's probably what we would do. Instead of editing it, we probably just wouldn't put it out because that's how we roll. We don't give a shit. It's good to see you, baby.
The fuck do we care about, bro? It's good to see you too, man. I'm excited.
How was your Sunday? I like the weekends. I like when we could hook up early, even though I was fucked up on the time again, man. I thought I was going at 12 my time. So I woke up early.
Bro, I would have done it then too.
That would have been like fucking just 3 hours difference.
You'd 9. Like, what, yeah, it would have been 9. Yeah, I was up. Yeah, I was up. 9. Yeah, I was up.
Yeah, I didn't want to bother you, man.
Yeah,
I was having a dream. Bro. I was having a dream, and in my dream, I was hearing water. I thought I was by a lake. You know? Then I wake up and I'm still hearing water. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I jump up, go to my bathroom, and my whole bathroom's flooding from upstairs. I mean, listen, I kind of deserve it, don't I? After all the shit I did to my neighbors downstairs when I had the leak and I just kept running. I mean, it's not my fault. I did report that there was a leak. I just I started to let my shit run for like 40 minutes just for it to get hot. So they were getting flooded, but at least my flood was over their tub. This one is like right over my sink and just hitting the floor. From nowhere that catches water.
You have somebody upstairs?
Yeah, I got.
That's right.
My man Dre from the 5th floor.
Yes,
is up there, and I had to run up there because his phone wasn't picking up, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're doing. He's like, I'm just running the sink. I'm like, we got a problem, dog, because you're flooding me.
Oh, it's his apartment.
My whole shit is dog, dude,
right.
And I just got like the ceiling all redone, and now that shit just looks horrible. And then, of course, Mama's up there because I had to put pots all over the place. Mama's up there trying to drink the nasty water. I've got fresh spring water. I put spring water in her shit and it flows. It stays flowing. I got that and no, she wants to drink the shitty water that's in a fucking pot so she can throw up all over the house. That's how you know she's a female cat.
Well, dude, why do you have pot water just sitting around, bro? Dump that shit out.
Well, no, I dumped it, but I'm saying as the water's leaking, I got pots under there because I don't want it getting all over my floor.
Oh, I got you.
She's sticking her head in it. Her new thing now is when I come home, she makes me turn the shower on. And I say she makes me because she sits by the shower and she just keeps fucking crying until I open the door and I turn on the shower. And then I have to turn it off. And then she runs in there and splashes around, which is cool. It's fun if that's what she likes. It's her house. But then what happens is the minute she gets out, she jumps right into the litter box.
Right.
And then starts climbing all over my house. There's little gray footprints everywhere.
Yeah, you got like sand tracks all over your house.
Everywhere, man. And then I realized that I really didn't have no weed. So I was stuck between trying to get a little nap in or try to go get some weed. And I did a show the other day and this dude gave me a card. He said they had flour. So I went up there. They only sell like freaking bongs and shit.
Stormy, welcome to the show.
Yeah, Stormy, welcome. First time listener. Hopefully not the last time, but you know what?
Yeah, thank you. Welcome to the show, Stormy.
Go either way. But we welcome you to the show. Glad you're here. And yeah, Mama Cat is her name. I named her after Mama Cass from the Mama and the Papas. And but Mama's the shit, man. But yeah, so she runs all over the fucking place and gets shit all over the place. And I'm just like, oh, come on. It's too much. I don't need this. And then I wake up and I realize I had no weed. So I had to go hunting in Atlantic City for weed. I finally found some. And when people ask me, what's Atlantic City like? Is it ghetto? I just bought my weed in a McDonald's empty cup. That's what they threw in. McDonald's empty cup. Came up to me with a McDonald's empty cup, put it in my car. I said, all right, fuck it. I told him, put it in the cup holder.
Okay. All right. Hold on a second. Can we get the whole rundown? Did you just pick it up from a guy, like a guy in the street? Did you do one of the?
I called up one of my people
Did you? Did you do one of those?
Just pull up and be like, yo, who got weed? I didn't do that.
Okay.
Those days are over, dog. Nobody does that no more, man.
Yeah.
That's like when people used to tell me, oh, you sold weed? I was like, no, weed sold itself.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Stormy. We appreciate you. We appreciate See that? You see that? All our listeners that have been here for the longest. She shared the link already with a bunch of other people. It's her first time listening. You people can't drop the ball. You got to share the link and like and subscribe and all that good shit. Oh, and before we even get into it, even though we really got into it already to start, but before we even keep going, this episode, like every episode, is brought to you by Apollo Bud. See, and I'll tell you this, if I would have went to Apollo Bud, I wouldn't have got my weed in a McDonald's cup. Go to Apollo Bud where the packaging is dope and they got a nice freaking array of selections, man. It's over in Astoria, Queens on Crescent Street and Astoria Boulevard. And yeah, man, tell them Rated G sent you and you get a free eighth with your first purchase, man. You can't do better than that. And we got Valentine's Day closing in. And with Valentine's closing, probably looking for the good gift to get. And you know what people normally do? They normally get a gift, like the husband or the man gets a gift for the woman gets a gift for a man. Why don't the both of you get a gift for each other? Go to XXXplayground.com and pick yourself up a game board of XXX Playground. It's only the best adult communication tool game ever made. You roll the dice and you get fist deep into someone you love. And what better time to get fist deep into someone you love than Valentine's Day? It's the perfect Valentine's Day gift. Go to the link in our descriptions and get yourself a game of XXX Playground.
And there's actually a promo code for that at the end of the episode. If you stick around, you'll see it at the end. And this episode is also brought to you by enditwasgood.net. My boy John Witt over here. He is graciously hosting our mugs on his website. We have our Rated G quote mug that keeps drinks colder or hotter, depending on your preference. And it's good shit. I gotta get. Mine should be coming out of packaging the next day or two. I'm moving into my new place soon. Yeah, I'm moving into my full-time place. Got the keys.
Oh, congratulations to you, man. You got yourself a place.
And I want to give a belated birthday shout out to my lovely fiance. Her birthday was yesterday. We went out. We went to Alcatraz, which was pretty cool. Yeah, happy birthday to her.
Where'd you go?
Alcatraz, the Alcatraz island where Capone was locked up, the prison.
Really?
Yeah, man.
What was that like?
It was awesome, man. I had been there before. So we didn't do the whole. Oh, look, she's listening too. There you go. Yes.
Christina, what's up? Happy birthday, Ma. And many, many more. You're only 21 once, so enjoy it. Go out there, make some mistakes, but no life-altering mistakes. Just mistakes that make you change your life. You know what I'm saying? That's the way to do it, man. Big up to you for being on. You guys are awesome, man. We appreciate every single one of y'all, man. Uh-oh. Did I just hear pew pew pew? Listen, since we got that, I gotta give a fucking Rated G shout out. I gotta give a Rated G shout out to Gilchrist Diner in Atlantic City, New Jersey, located in Tropicana, on the corner of Tropicana. Big up to you guys, man. We go there all the time. Their pancakes are berserk. The pancakes are berserk, but I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? I do comedy. So to hear that I've been struggling for the last couple of months, is not unheard of. I do good, but every now and then I forget that my pay isn't as steady as, when you're rocking. So sometimes I go a little crazy with the money, and I did the last couple of months. So right now I'm feeling it, and I'm kind of struggling a little bit. So I was deciding I was going to go to the Lighthouse to go get like a bagel, bacon, egg, and cheese, right? But then I realized it's only good when I go there and my lady's there, because when my homegirl's there, I get it for free. Otherwise, it's like $15 for a juice and a sandwich.
Bacon, egg, and cheese, bro?
For bacon, egg, and cheese, dog, and a juice. It's like $15. So I said, fuck this. You know what? I'm going to go to Gilchrist. I'll just grab the sandwich to go home. These motherfuckers give me the sandwich. Boom. Don't worry about it. G on the house. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, thank you. I went back the next day. How much do I owe you? Nothing, dog. It's on the house. You guys come here all the time. That's what I mean when I say God is good, people. Because I didn't even bring up that, the money in my pocket was the only money in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? I believe God puts that upon people's hearts to be like, yo, hit that brother off with something. You know what I'm saying? And then my check came in, and today I went there and I paid for my food and gave a nice little whatchamacallit. I gave a nice little tip too. You know what I'm saying?
That's for you, Gary. Special shout out to you. You gave him a nice tip. That's good.
Of course. Of course. I love those people. They look out for us, man.
Their pancakes are the best. Their pancakes are incredible.
They're ridiculous. And I very rarely eat pancakes outside of my like what is that spot? The what is that?
IHOP. Yeah,
they're fucking pancakes. Out of all of them, their pancakes are the worst. Meanwhile, that's what they're known for. Denny's makes a pretty decent pancake, but it's all right. It's all right.
I like the butter they have at Denny's, that whipped butter. That's what I like on the pancakes. Got to have a lot of butter on pancakes. But yeah, man, I never eat them outside the house either. Almost never.
Well, it's hard for me to do because I make great pancakes. Ask anybody who knows me, yo. I'm telling you, I'm ready to open. When I'm done with this, I'm opening up a breakfast spot in some little town, and I'm only staying open till like 11:45.
But what time is it going to open?
I'll wake up in the morning. I'll open up at 6 till 11:45.
So what you'll do is it'll really be like your dinner spot, because you'll stay up.
I'll just stay up, and then I'll go home at 11:45 and get to sleep by 12:30. And then I'll just sleep,
wake up at 6. Wake up at 6, do some stand up, and then you have that. Dude, that would actually you could do that, bro.
I could pull it off.
You could definitely pull it off.
Of course. I'm a maniac, dude. I could pull off anything. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing I can't do. If everybody wants to know how I still keep going, that's the mentality I have. There's nothing I can't do. So good luck trying to stop me, dog. I'm going to do a breakfast spot. I'm going to call it the G spot. Any place I open, I'm going to call the G spot. No matter what it is. If I open a casino, it's going to be the G spot casino. Fuck it, man. So what's going on with you, baby?
What if you open up a daycare?
It would probably be more appropriate nowadays, right?
Yo.
Nowadays, no one would even bat an eye at that shit nowadays, man. I don't know why everybody's trying to get at the kids, man. I don't get it. I don't find them very good looking. What are you going to do with them? You know what I'm saying? Bro. Like, I don't even get what you I think people who want to be with young kids is because they just they don't have enough whatchamacall to be with adults. In other words, you know what I'm saying? They're intimidated to be with like an adult. You know what I'm saying? I guess I don't know, because what's appealing about that? What's appealing about prepubescent?
Dude, I don't even want to talk about this, dog.
What's appealing?
I don't.
What the fuck do you see, man?
I don't know. I don't want to figure it out.
Fuck out of here. I don't even want to try to figure you out, right? Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, there is
some things
I
won't accept. I'm an acceptable
that
dude, but some things I just won't accept. I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting fucking with the kids. What were you gonna say, boss?
Dude, I want to talk to you about what's going on in the skies.
What is going on in the sky right now, dude?
So
if it flies, it spies, right?
Yeah. So I mean, let's just talk about it, right? We need to look into the total numbers of different objects that have been seen and been shot down. Now, I want to first say this. I never, ever in my entire life ever heard of the U.S. shooting anything over our airspace down. Do you?
Not really.
Dude,
but then again, I never really paid attention.
Listen, bro.
I mean, we're talking 52 years. I never,
bro. But you would remember a fighter jet blasting something down over our airspace, dog. That is serious.
I think I would
man.
remember
That's all
that.
I'm saying.
Yeah. I think I would remember that. I mean, let's start first. Let's go back to the very beginning. It started with what? The Chinese balloon, right?
Weather balloon. Yeah, weather balloon that we.
I'm not calling that a weather balloon. That wasn't no weather balloon. No, the only thing that made it a weather balloon is that it was a balloon flying in weather.
Let's start by calling it the weather balloon.
Okay, and check this out. Just so you know, I want to go back to when we talked about it when it was up. When it was up in the sky, remember? We was doing the podcast. I think we had Matt on it, right? And I was saying, why don't they just shoot the damn thing down? Right? Didn't I say that from the jump? Just shoot the damn thing down. And you and Matt mainly, but you two, you were kind of like, oh, they just can't shoot it down. There'll be debris. Who gives a fuck? 90% of this country, over 90% of this country doesn't have people on it. That's why that's why this whole thing of overcrowding and this and that, it's all bullshit. I don't know how anybody can drive from state to state in their car and believe that bullshit. Because as you're driving, all you see is open area.
Texas,
that's all it is.
So much in Texas.
Well, you can fit the whole world in Texas.
Yeah. Population.
And if you think I'm lying, Google it. You can fit the entire population of the world in Texas. So how is there overcrowding? You know what I'm saying? With a little room to spare. I mean, don't get me wrong. You won't be having no big houses or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But you could fit everybody there. He's looking it up because I like to be fact checked every now and then.
Yep. It says, yeah, it could.
I'm telling you, I have a little bit of wisdom. Not a lot, but a little. You know, a little bit. So that whole thing about overpopulation bullshit. And when I saw the balloon,
it's saying that if they were all families of 5, each one could have 6,000 square feet, which is like a big house.
Which is more than what I got right now.
Yeah.
Insanity. But people, we need to get rid of people. You know, we need to get rid of people. And then what kills me is like, they're not trying to kill people. They're doing it. Think about how many people they got rid of in the last 3 years. You know, and still right now continuing to get rid of. You know, we're dealing with evil people. But like I said, the thing was up there in the sky. We're America. We got jets. We got, you don't even need to send a jet. Don't we got missiles and shit that you could lock onto that shit and just blow it up? I said from the jump, just bring it down. But no, everybody's like, no, you can't just knock it down. Then what they do the next day or 2 days later, they brought it down. Exactly what I said to do. They should put me on the freaking, get me in the cabinet or something, doing something, you know? Get me on there. It's fucking ridiculous that they waited like weeks. They let it fly all over. And then when it basically got to the end of its mission, they shot it down. And supposedly, like, China's upset about that.
Supposedly, I mean, China's like, bro.
Why'd you blow up our balloon? Well, why's your fucking balloon flying? What China should have said is we were just looking over all the properties that we've bought and checking them out. Yeah. They own a lot of property out here. Don't they have the right to fly balloons over their own property? I don't know. So, okay, so that happened. Then what happened after that? They found some object. That's what they're saying, an object.
Well, so listen. So there's been several objects that have been shot down. The first one is the one that we talked about a little over a week ago with Bridgestone, right? That was the one that was spotted over like Montana first, and then it eventually went all the way over the country, you know, and then they shot it down over the Atlantic, I believe. Yeah. That was the first one, and now there are 2 more that were shot down.
All that dry land, better shoot it over the water so you can't retrieve anything. Even though they did say that the water was frozen, so they might be able to retrieve a lot of stuff. I don't trust anything they say, and that sucks.
But now listen, bro. Now we're fine. Here, let me pull this article up. Dude, so now we're seeing this stuff in China. There's been Chinese scrambles fighter jets to shoot down unidentified object in its airspace. So there are articles coming out that the military's on high alert. The reports come after weeks of speculation about giant balloons, one of which the Pentagon claimed was a Chinese surveillance device floating over the U.S. and Canada. 3 objects, apparently balloons, have been sighted over North American continent.
It's rising international tensions.
Yeah. So this says the U.S. government has already shot down 2 high altitude objects, one close to Dead Horse on Alaska's northeast coast, and an object the size of a small car near Yukon. Both of them have yet to be identified. One Pentagon official told ABC News the mystery object was cylindrical and silverish gray and gave the balloon-like appearance of floating without any sort of propulsion. So this is what it's interesting too, bro. So pilots sent to intercept the object said that interfered with the sensors on their aircraft. They also claimed unable to identify any means of propulsion and were unable to explain how it was staying in the air despite the fact it was cruising at an altitude of 40,000 feet. Now, the Chinese state newspaper, the Global Times, has reported a similar object over a major port in the eastern Shandong province. So they're saying that, I mean, China's, they're kind of saying the same thing, bro. They're saying they're seeing the same things over there.
So maybe I was wrong. Maybe the zombies ain't next. Maybe the aliens gonna come before. How do you put the aliens before the zombies?
Bro, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, decisions over there.
Yeah,
who's making the decisions? How do you put out the aliens before you put out the zombies? Yo, Bobby.
Yo, what up?
Hey,
Bobby,
baby.
Hey. Yeah, what up? Yeah, dude. But what do you think, man?
How do you put out aliens before you put out zombies?
Is that what's happening, bro? Is this? Because this is the thing that I'm well, listen, man. You remember when they declassified those documents, like during the COVID package, and they started to release a little bit more information about that? You remember what I'm talking about, or no?
No, I have no idea. Knowledge me and all our listeners.
Because
they're releasing so much shit every day. It's hard to keep up. There's so much shit going on. It's just so hard to even keep up, man. They're bombarding us. That's what they're doing. They're just bombarding us with everything. Everybody is went pure ape shit. They all jumped into the pool, and now it's like hard to even like focus on one thing. If you were dealing with just the CP, if you were dealing with just that, all right, fine, let's deal with that. But no, you're not dealing with that. You're dealing with that. You're dealing with classified information being kept in all kinds of places. You're dealing with government using FBI and all those other things against their people. It's a shit show. It's a complete shit show. And in all that, now we got to worry about fucking cylinder fucking things in the sky.
Yeah, here, this is what I was talking about.
Balloons.
Man, get this fucking ad off of here, bro. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Right, now we got to worry about aliens.
So when Trump's
the zombies, I'll do better with zombies than with aliens.
When Trump signed the $2.3 trillion relief bill and government funding bill into law in December of 2021, so began the 180-day countdown for U.S. intelligence agencies to tell Congress what they know about UFOs. So yeah, when they had that relief bill, that was when these videos came out.
And just to make, like, I'm pretty sure everybody knows this, but I'm going to say it anyway. When you say UFO or they say UFO, all they're saying is unidentified flying object. Right. They don't know what it is. Is it aliens? I don't know. It could be another country. What if we are the aliens? I think some of us are. I think a couple of people are, man. Just watch CNN or Fox or any of those shits. Those people don't look normal. Those little blinky eye motherfuckers always blinking like so much. They blink. I talked about this before, dude. They just blinking all over. Fucking lizards. No one's gonna believe it till they start licking their eyebrows. When they start talking to people, and just licking their eyebrows.
I would like to be able to do that, man. Then I could tame these things from time to time.
Yeah, my eyebrows. They've been not doing it. Maybe it's creating misdirection, so we are focused on that instead of the unknown. Well, you know, that's the thing, Storm, is that they're always doing that. Like, there's always that misdirection. You always got to ask yourself, especially when it's something stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, something big, of course, we should give attention to. But when you see something stupid popping up that everyone's giving attention to, then you have to question what the hell is going on. The side blink, like Men in Black. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, watch what I'm talking about. Next time you're watching the news, look, they keep blinking. They can't keep their eyes open.
Didn't you send me something recently about one of the blinkies? Who was that?
Did I send you something? I don't know, man. Those blinky bastards.
Yeah, it was one of the. It was somebody who was doing the blinkies.
I can't deal with a person that blinks too much. In fact, I never even seen a person blink as much as these people do. But if I met a person that, I'd be like, what the fuck? Are your eyes dry, dog? Put some drops in them shits. What the fuck is going on? Why are you blinking so much? You're making me nervous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, so now we got these shits flying over the country. They're flying over supposedly China too. But see, here's the thing now. That's the problem that I have now. Like, are they flying over China?
Well, are they flying over here?
I mean, at least when they fly over here, you get a couple of people that can get videos and stuff like that on their phones and shit like that, right? But then again, you can't believe anything. This is what we've created. And this is what I say, when that technology has its pluses, but it has a lot of negatives. There's a lot of negatives when it comes to technology. Technology is great when it comes to things of health and kind of like getting around and creating and building and shit like that. But the technology that we create to make us lazier isn't good. It's just not good. I remember when I used to design, we had a meeting one day, right? Own, please. What up, baby? We had a meeting one day, right? And this person came in and they were showing us this new kind of software, new technology, right? So they bring it in, and the person, because we used to do, after we create a style, you give it to your assistant, and then your assistant creates what's called the black and white, which is basically a black and white picture of the style you created with everything pointed out on it. The measurements of the sleeve, the measurements of the cuffs, buttons, what size buttons, whatever the fuck it is, it's all in that picture. So this person comes in and they go, boom, you put this into this application once. So you only have to make the sheet once, and then you put it into the application. And then whenever you drop a new picture in, it just does it. It just creates the black and white. And right away, my assistant's like, oh, we should get that. And I said, really? Because if we get that, then what do we need you for?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, in other words, we don't need you if I get that. If I get that, I finish my black and white, I dump it into that, and it creates the black and white. I don't need you. And everybody trying to make their lives so easy, they're making themselves unnecessary.
Man, I was thinking about that same thing the other day, bro. That like, there's like all this new tech and stuff coming out that is going to make like maybe my job as a video person like not as necessary, Dude, I'm getting scared, bro.
Think of all the little side hustles people lost. Like the dude who used to help DJs. The dude who used to help DJs, carry the crates in and make a little money that night. Like the DJ couldn't do all that shit himself. He had to carry the crates, his records, the speakers, all that shit. Now, you don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? Now that dude's fired. You don't even need that dude. The DJ rolls up with this. And this is the whole thing with turntables on it and everything. Yeah. The other day I changed my song. Robots will replace us. Yeah, robots will replace us. And you're not lying. That's 100% true. They're doing it already. So then comes, okay, so what are people going to do? They're showing you. You've seen shows already about it. What are people going to do? And mind you,
provide the energy.
Saying I'm spreading misinformation. This is just my opinion. Okay? before you go dumping us. They're going to dump us. We're flying without a net now, so I don't even give a shit anymore. But anyway, what are we going to do? What are we going to do is they're trying to get rid of all the natural energy, right? They're trying to make everything solar, which we already know is not going to work. It's not going to work. You're not going to be able to get all that shit solar. And even with solar, you still need to create fucking shit to create the solar energy. I mean, listen. So what we're going to do is they're going to have us on fucking treadmills and bikes. I mean, the good news is there won't be no fat people no more. You know, and I don't mean like I don't like fat people. I just mean everyone will be a lot more in shape and healthier. Because
I think you're shaming, bro. No. I think you're shaming.
I'm just saying naturally, everyone's going to be on bikes fucking pedaling. They're all going to be in good shape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And listen, if you're big, you shouldn't be ashamed. If you're on my 300-pound wife or my 300-pound life or any of that shit, you should be very ashamed. You should be ashamed of yourself that you can't get out of bed and they can't fit you through the door. You know what I'm saying? If they have to blow out your windows and bring a fucking crane in to pick you up and bring you out, you should be ashamed of yourself. So if that's fat shaming, okay, then fine. That's what I'm doing. And I love big people, okay? Got my share of big women. You know, the good ones make pancakes in the morning. And then I understand. Then I sit there and go, yo, I get why you're eating a lot. You're making pancakes like this. You know, come on. I get it. You make good food. You want to eat it. But the point I'm trying to make is our jobs will be nothing but to create energy. That'll be our job, to create energy. You know what I'm saying? You get on the bike for like 6 hours, looking into a screen, traveling all over the place, but going nowhere. You know, then you'll get off that. You'll walk about 40 steps to your house. Everything will be delivered, you know.
Do you think they'll pump us up with anything to give us a little more energy to get on that bike?
There'll be steroids and all that shit and all, like, you know, the foods and stuff like that to keep.
Dude, in Korea and in China, possibly also they use meth and they give it to their.
I was gonna say they could do it like the old school Studio 54. They could do it like Studio 54 used to do. Just release it in the vents while you're on your bike. You don't even know you're doing meth. You're just like, oh my God. I just want to keep going.
They put it in the air?
Studio 54 used to put cocaine through the vents so that everybody was kind of like having a great time. You think everybody was just that happy in the early 80s? Everyone was just that happy? It was in the documentary. But yeah, cocaine, they used to just like put it in the air. Not that it mattered because it was everywhere anyway. It was also on all the tables and all the bathrooms too. So it didn't matter.
Oh man,
different time, dude.
Yeah, what year was that going on? That was like the 70s, 80s, I guess.
Late 70s, 80s. Yeah, late 70s, 80s. Put it up. How long was Studio 54 around? What was the? Speaking of Studio 54, right across the street from the original Studio 54 is the new Grizzly Pear Midtown. And that place is banging. If you want to check out some comedy or go have some good food or chill in a cool bar, go check out Grizzly Pear Midtown. Pew pew. I love it. I'm loving all the new things, people. What do you think about the new things we're doing, man? New look. We got a new look. We're trying out this live thing, man. I mean, I love it. We're growing a little bit, you know?
It seems like
I got to get my studio hooked up in the other room. And then, so what is it? 77 to 80?
80.
To 80.
Yeah, February 80 and then 80 to 86.
Yeah, that's right. It reopened. That's right. Hey, big up, and it was good. Fire, right? Man, that's all this dude right here, man.
Yeah.
That's why he's making the little money.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Feeling it. Good. Feeling it.
Big up. Feeling it, guys. Like the soundboard. Yeah, man. I'm feeling it. I like the look. Thank you, people. I appreciate it. But yeah, dude, Studio 54, dude, they used to get so fucking high there, man. You know, and it was a different time, though. You know, because like I'm talking about a time when me and my boys, we would all be hanging on Broadway, and we used to like we basically ran to 3 stores that were there. We didn't own them, but the owners of those stores knew, you know, that to get along with us is better than not to get along with us. So they basically let us do whatever we wanted to do. And there was a Chinese restaurant there that people be in there eating and everything, man. We would go in there when it was cold. Motherfuckers would just throw blow on the table. Bah! Just throw blow on the table, cut up 3 fucking rails and in the Chinese restaurant. in Queens, in Astoria.
What year? What is this? 90,
this is
91?
Probably 88, 89, 90. Around
So you're
those
saying
years,
when you guys
18,
were
19,
like,
20.
you guys were working around the
Actually,
corner,
87, 88, 80. Well, we used to hustle right in front.
and then people would
You know,
just
like
go
we had no
inside and
respect
just.
for these fucking places. Because even on 34th Avenue, where my spot was, I would stand in front of a pizza place and like a little, wasn't really a bodega, but we'll say bodega for lack of a better word, because it was big. But I would stand in front of theirs, and whenever I made deals, I would go into the stores. You know what I'm saying? And then the pizza place had a back area with video games. So we would just chill there and people would come in and I would just hustle in the back of these people's stores. No respect. You know?
They never really said
now,
nothing to you?
Now what are they gonna say?
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they gonna say? There was like 50 kids hanging in front of that place. All thugs.
Right.
What were they gonna say?
Yeah.
You know, better to get along. It was one of those things. Better to get along with us than to not get along with us. So we all got along. You know, one of those places is still there, man. The candy store. That's what we used to call it, the candy store. It's not really a bodega because it was like a big kind of spot. They sold a bunch of shit there. But that place is still there. I went there the other day. They tried to sell me weed. I said, what are you fucking talking about? You used to complain about to me for selling weed right in the store. Now you selling me weed in the store, which, by the way, is illegal. You don't have a license, motherfucker. So you ain't doing nothing different than I was doing back in the day. It's illegal. If you really want to break it down, it's illegal. I mean, I'm glad that, you know, anywhere you go in New York, it's very easy to get it. In some ways, I'm glad about that now because I'm older now. That's why I'm glad about it. You know? So, and I think it takes away like the stress of having to go somewhere dangerous to go get fucking weed. It's fucking weed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You shouldn't have to risk your life to go get fucking weed. It's ridiculous. God bless America.
I think the aliens are coming, bro. I think that's what's going on. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's what it is.
You think they're gonna do the now? See, now here comes the question, because we like to talk conspiracies. Right. And mind you, people, these ain't my conspiracies, and I'm not confirming them. And I'm not talking to people. I'm talking to YouTube. YouTube, I'm not confirming these. I'm just saying these are out there. And how do I know? They're on your fucking site. That's where I saw it, on YouTube. But either way, so what do you think? You think it's gonna be actual aliens? Or do you think it's gonna be like cloaking devices? You know, yeah, they probably came here because we ain't legal in their world yet. So they were like, "Yo, on Earth they're making weed legal. Let's go down there." That's why they're coming down.
They're just trying to pick up. They're just trying to pick up
something. Yeah, they're just coming to cop some weed, and motherfuckers is blowing them out the sky.
Yeah,
they're probably sitting there with like fucking blonde dreadlocks. You know, they got blonde dreadlocks and these crazy, like, smooth faces with big eyes. You know, yeah, they're out there, man. I'm not saying they're not out there, dog. I think some of them are walking around here, you know, but maybe that's what it is. Maybe they just want weed. But do you think it's going to be actual aliens, or do you think they're going to try to trick us with,
and tell us something else?
Either like cloaking devices over military jets and shit like that, but making them look like they're spaceships, you know, or holograms. Now you say holograms and people go get out of a hologram. Yo, holograms. This is what I mean when I say technology.
So are you saying that maybe the UFO stuff is faked? Is that they're gonna pretend that it's UFO stuff and it's really just the military? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that the government is gonna pretend, you know, or the nations, because you gotta remember something, man. You're dealing with a global kind of control now. It's no longer like they still got us believing there's this country shit, right? But they're letting people into this country like it ain't nothing and getting mad if you try to stop it, right? Yeah, fake aliens. Who knows? I'm saying maybe. Listen, once again, we're just conversating here, people. We're not trying to, you know, we're trying to make people question. We're not trying to give people, you know, answers unless I know them. And I don't know the answer to that. But I'm just saying, like, would it be unbelievable for them to fake it?
I mean, no, of course not. Of course not. It would not.
You know, and would it be to their
advantage for more control.
Of course. Because where are the people going to go when aliens start fucking coming? Who are you going to start screaming to save you?
The government.
Or you defund the police people. Who are you going to start screaming for to save you when, you know, yeah, it wouldn't be the first time they fake shit. Of course not. We know that. They fake shit all the time, man, and we eat it all up. You know, now all that stuff is coming out with Kennedy. CIA was involved. Who's surprised? Who's surprised to find out that they were right, that the CIA was involved, that they murdered that dude?
It is pretty remarkable that thing is one of the most controversial subjects in U.S. history, and everyone's just kind of like, yeah, the government probably had something to do with it, but everyone's like,
probably.
You know,
anyone,
but that's the attitude. Everyone's like, yeah,
what they said. Listen, I wasn't even into conspiracies back in the day. I really wasn't, you know, at all. I've said it before. I didn't really start getting into conspiracies and going down the rabbit hole till after September 11th. That's what made me start going down the rabbit hole. And there's a new movie on about September 11th too on Netflix. I think I'm gonna check that one out.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but I just noticed that it's on there. It's like one of the new releases, some new thing. But like, not forget 7-Eleven for a second. You know, just go back to Kennedy. I never believed that. You know what I'm saying? Like before the movie even came out, and I heard the story. Growing up, I just didn't believe. I said, wait a minute. All right. So one dude shot our president. You know, one dude shot our president, right? You got to check out, and it was good. You got to check out from JFK to 9/11. Everything is a rich man trick.
That's what he's saying, bro. That's what he's saying. He's saying we need to review it. Yeah, John's saying we should review that shit.
Yeah, we should do a nice long episode and review it. Break it down,
bro. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
You know, but I'm just saying, like even when I heard that, one dude, Jason, what's up, baby? Got Jason Scoop in the house, man. Y'all got to check out his podcast, man, the Trump podcast. Go follow Jason Scoop, man. That's my dog. We've had him on the podcast. He shows us love on his, man. We got to get him back for sure. But what I'm saying is, dude, right? Like I knew it. I was like, wait, one dude did that. And then you're saying that when they were pulling him out, another dude ran up and shot him and killed him on the screen. Like right off the bat, I was like, they're covering up something. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. And I wasn't even old enough to really put shit together. And I hadn't even gone. Like I went there when I was on tour. We stopped by that spot, which was it was both enlightening and creepy. They got X's on the floor where the president took the headshots, yo. And people are just driving over the street like it's nothing with big X's. Right? Right where this is where he got shot first. This is where he got shot second time. And this is where his head got blown out. And they got them marked on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So I went there. I stood on the grassy knoll. I looked at the grassy knoll. I looked at all that shit. Yo, if you've never been there, it's small.
I was there, bro. Yeah. I was there. I went on my drive across.
Yeah, man. It's freaking, it's yeah. I love Jason, man. Yeah, it's like it's actually 3 hours and change, that thing. Scoop, you're funny, dude. I'm gonna subscribe to you. Seeing your episode here, you nailed that Trump impression. You gotta check out his podcast. It's I ain't gonna lie, I put that shit on like to try to fall asleep at night, like just to let my shits play. So I put that on. I never fall asleep. I can't fall asleep to him. I'm sitting there dying laughing. And he just did an episode with the Mexican Trump. Oh, it's hysterical. And if you're still on here, Jason, I can't lie. I love when that dude breaks you. I love when he makes you break character, because that dude will say, like, they're going back and forth talking, then he'll say something and Jason will just start dying laughing and breaking character. It's great. It's like watching a modern hipper version of like the Cara Burnett show back in the day. Remember that? Because it's all lies, so they would make people die laughing and fuck shit up. I love that. You know, it's a good show. Check it out, man. I tell all my people to check them out, man. Dude, just say the word, man. You know I'm easy like Sunday morning, dude. I would love to be on there. You know, I'll work on my Che Guevara impression. I'll come on as Che Guevara. I was into that dude for a little while. You want to hear something crazy about Che Guevara, man? You know, he was such a believer in his shit. That's one thing you can say about him. You don't have to agree with his politics or the way he went about handling it. But I will tell you this. He was true to his shit. You know what I'm saying? He was true to his shit, because when they took over, they wanted to give this dude like a real fancy house and all this shit and give him Mercedes. He didn't take none of that. He took the house like the people there had. He took the cars like those people had. And when his wife got pregnant, he made her take a bus to the hospital, dude, because he told her that's how everybody else does it. That's conviction. You know what I'm saying? That's conviction right there. Because if I have that kind of power, and this is what's wrong with people, because I like to consider myself a good dude, but if I had that kind of power and my lady goes into labor, nah, we taking them one of the cars. I don't care what. All the other people do that shit because they're not me. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that, man. Made her take the fucking bus. And then she came back home, had the baby and came back home. My ex-wife would have had the baby and moved. But he was committed.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Be like, yeah, take the bus.
Yeah, I don't even think he took it with her. If I'm correct, he didn't even take it with her. He had shit to do. We got chicks out here complaining how they're freaking nowadays chicks are complaining on how like they're so freaking oppressed. Try fucking going to fucking Cuba. How pissed would Che be seeing punk teenagers wearing his face from hot top? Dude, I said that the other day, I don't know a lot about the isms. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because remember you asked me when I said I read the book, you said, did you learn a lot? I learned a lot about his life, but I'm still very confused about all the isms. You know what I'm saying? Like all the socialism and I know terrorism, that I know, but all the other isms I'm a little confused about. You know what I'm saying? So I was saying how one thing I do know is he definitely would not be happy about all the people rocking his shirts. You know what I'm saying? Seeing some dude in blonde dreads.
Dude, you know what the weird thing
sandals, was? Rocking his shirt.
Last night they had
with an LGBTQ flag. Them people all screwed up. They don't even know what they want.
They were selling Al Capone children's books at Alcatraz yesterday.
Did you at least open it and like look in it and see what it was?
Bro.
How didn't you open, dude? How didn't you pick up and open a book that's a children's book from this dude? How didn't you do that? I would love to see what it was. Maybe it's a thing on how to, I don't know, how to convince people.
Now I gotta go back. Now I gotta go back over that. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't open it. We should have opened it. I think me and Christina were so appalled. We were like, what the fuck is this shit?
How would you not check that?
Let me see if I can find it online.
Am I the only one here that thinks he should have opened the book and checked it? Especially knowing that he could have came here and told me what was on that book. You're slipping, dog. You're slipping. Like my man ICU used to say in BDP, you're slipping, dog. You're slipping. Oh, yeah, you could look it up. This was lucky for you. The book. Al Capone does my shirts.
Yeah, so the story is
it like he's in prison doing their shirts?
Yeah, but the book is about the fuck, I can't.
A Tale from Alcatraz.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You're a little pace.
Yeah, it's too long. It's a historical fiction with a hint of mystery about living at Alcatraz, not as a prisoner, but as a kid meeting some of the most famous criminals in our history. I think that's bizarre.
I'm going to have to get the book. I'm going to have to read it to see what the fuck that's about. That seems a little weird. It's a children's book.
Yeah, bro.
About a kid in prison.
Okay, dude. Hold on. Because I saw this one there yesterday too, right? I saw this one. Al Capone does my homework, right? Okay. I'll make this a little bigger.
He probably teaches kids how to bully kids to do their homework.
No. Look, Alcatraz Island in the 1930s isn't the most normal place to grow up, but it's home to Moose Flanagan, his autistic sister Natalie, and all the families of the guards. When Moose's dad...
Hold on a second. Real quick. In the 1930s, did they have autism?
No, I mean, yes, people had autism, but it was not called autism. For sure, they had it, but it was not called that. Definitely not called that. I don't know, dude.
What did they call it then? If it wasn't called autism back then, what did they call it?
They called it sickness.
First of all, do you honestly think it's safe to have an autistic little girl growing up in a prison?
No.
It's about as safe as putting a transgender female,
let's
a transgender female in a female prison.
Let's get to the rest of it. It says when Moose's dad gets promoted to associate warden, despite being an unlikely candidate, it's a big deal. But the cons have a point system for targeting prison employees, and his dad is now in serious danger. After a fire starts in the Flanagan's apartment, Natalie is blamed. They blame the autistic daughter, and Moose bands together with her. Then Moose bands together with the other kids to track down the arsonist. Then Moose gets a cryptic note from Al Capone. Is Capone trying to protect Moose's dad too? If Moose can't figure out what Capone's note means, it might be too late.
Wait, go back again. It got to be the last little clip right there. Go back. What did it say?
Yeah. Oh, it said the last heart-pounding installment
in New York Times best-selling Newbery honor-winning. It's Alcatraz trilogy. You sure that's for kids?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Al Capone does my homework. Al Capone size my shoes. Yeah.
Al Capone shines my shoes. Now,
imagine if you were him, though.
Now, my question is, did he have anything to do with the actual books?
She says they called it religious. What, a religious book? Is that what you're saying? Religious book?
But wait a minute. Did Al Capone have anything to do with writing the book, or are they just using his name because he was
no. They're just using his name because he was in Alcatraz, bro. Had nothing to do with writing the book. He died in like, I don't know, 30-something.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Did he die? I'm guessing he died in jail, right?
And I'm pretty sure he had syphilis too. A bunch of times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was pretty prevalent back then, man.
Yeah, well, no, he died in Miami Beach. Let's see what his death is.
So he did his time. He got out. You know,
tax evasion is what they got.
Tax evasion. I think that's homeboy went to jail for tax evasion.
Yeah, so he got released from prison November 16th, 1939, and they sent him to Johns Hopkins in Baltimore for his treatment of syphilitic paresis.
Oh, so they just left him there with syphilis and then started fucking him up. No,
yeah, because of his unsavory reputation, Johns Hopkins refused to treat him. But this other hospital agreed to treat him. Capone was grateful for the care, and he donated 2 Japanese weeping cherry trees to the hospital in 1939. After a few weeks of inpatient and outpatient care, on March 20th, 1940, Capone left Baltimore, went to Florida, and then was there for several years, I guess. 1942, after mass production of penicillin, he was one of the first persons to try it. But it was too late because the syphilis went into his brain. Yeah, and fucked him up. And he had a stroke.
Got syphilis on the brain.
Yeah, dude, that's a lot.
Yo, what he died from? Syphilis on the brain.
We had a stroke. That's really what he died of, but it's syphilis in the brain.
Shit.
Yeah.
Imagine some shit like that. Especially nowadays. Fucked up, man. And that's the thing. Didn't the government gave a bunch of black people syphilis, right? Back in the day. I'm telling you, these are the people you trust.
Mm-hmm.
And I never what kills me is I never really trusted them. But I did trust them to keep shit going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like in a sense, I figured they were gonna take what they could You know what I'm saying? I knew they were going to take what they could. I knew that when they got busted for shit, they wasn't going to go to jail. I knew, you know what I'm saying? Like all that shit that they get over with, that, you know, all the perks that come with it. But I did kind of trust them to like have like a general kind of care, you know? Yeah, the Tuscany experiment. Yeah, that's what it was. Tuskegee. That's a horrible word. Who came up with that word, Tuskegee?
It's a Native American word.
Oh.
Actually, another interesting thing about Alcatraz, bro.
Tuskegee.
In 19...
Come on, I don't care. I think even if I was Native American, I still think I would be like, oh, that's like Massachusetts. Massachusetts. I can't even say it. That's like one of those words.
Yeah.
Did I say it right? Massachusetts?
Yeah. Yeah.
Town or some shit. Yeah, I'm just saying it's one of those words that it's like fucking, you know, Tuskegee. It's easier than Massachusetts. I can't say that word. I hate that. I hate when
I think syphilitic has been my favorite word of the day so far.
Syphilitic is a nice word to say. It rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Syphilitic. And it's a new word. That wasn't in my word of the day dictionary. You know?
Brian, how you feeling today? A little syphilitic, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm actually gonna, when I see Zach next time, I'm gonna tell him, yo, Zach, what's going on? Dude, you're looking a little syphilitic today. You okay? That's great.
And it's a good way to describe him also.
I'm not going to get on him, man, because his mouth's been hurting him lately. So he's been in a lot of discomfort.
I guess that's leave him alone. Herpapitic. That's what that is. Herpapitic. Herpapitic.
I think it's herpalyptic.
Herpalyptic.
Herpapetic.
Herpapetic.
I think that sounds better. Michelle, what's up? So I'm lost to what you guys are talking about. Don't worry, so are we.
It's syphilis and herpes is what we're talking about at the moment.
At the moment, we were talking about syphilitic. So, you know, we were talking about Al Capone and how he died from syphilis. Don't pass it to Zach. Shit, if anything, man, we gotta make sure you don't pass it to us.
Yeah, to us. Yeah, that's why we haven't had him on the show in a while. You know, it's afraid of that Zoom connection. You know,
I'm still bugging on my McCafe marijuana.
Yeah, can we actually get back to that? Can you run me through the whole process from start to finish?
I went to the fucking place. They didn't have flour. You know, so I left, and then I just started calling all the people that I knew out here, and one person picked up. So I said, I'm coming through. And when he came out, he said, yo, sorry, dog, I ain't got no bags. And I said, I put it in my cup holder. He threw in a little extra, you know.
It was somebody.
It's crazy,
though, right?
I remember when I was on tour, right? And it was the first time I ever left New York. And I left New York thinking that New York was the craziest place in the world. You know, this is when New York was proud. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think a lot of New Yorkers, especially growing up nowadays, can talk a lot of shit. Not like the shit we could talk back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So back in the day when I left, I felt like New York was the illest, you know? And then I went to Detroit. And I learned very quickly that there are a lot of places that are like crazier than New York, yo. You know, I learned that quick, dude, because we went out there. First of all, we drew straws to see who was going to go out to cop.
Oh,
you know, nobody wanted to get out the van to go cop, right? And this is cats who, we weren't no pussies. You know what I'm saying?
You're doing your
but
thing.
We also
in New
weren't
York,
no dummies. You know, we
Right.
also weren't no dummies. So we were like, nah, man, who's gonna go? So, and it was because we had a rider. The rider is whenever you do a show, what's supposed to be, there waiting for you. And we were always supposed to have an ounce of weed, and they didn't have no weed. They didn't get us the weed. So we had to go cop it ourselves. And yeah, man, fucking I forgot who went. I think I went with somebody else. I think me and somebody else got out to get it. I can't remember. I think it was Spank. It was probably Spank. But I kind of
feel like
almost
Spank,
remember
yeah.
Peter George, but I'm thinking I would have went with Spank probably, right? So we went to cop it. We had to go cop it at an OTB store. It was an OTB betting place. Remember those OTB?
Yo, bro. Yeah, those are sketchy.
They're sketchy as it is. Yeah,
Yeah, they're sketchy.
Even
Yeah,
where we used to hustle, we had an OTB right next to us too. Right next to the Chinese restaurant was an OTB.
Yeah.
Sketchy like a
store.
motherfucker. And it's completely ghetto. Ghetto. You know, we go in and we go to cop weed, dude. They gave it to us. And you know the tickets, they used to have the OTB tickets. When you lost, people would throw them on the floor. They would go scoop them off the floor and then fold them and put 2 staples on each side and then put the weed in that and then staple it closed. And I said, that is the most ghettoest shit I've ever seen, yo.
It's like some third world shit, bro.
Yeah, but I guess they're saving money on overhead. They're saving on their overhead.
I mean, for sure, but still, bro, that's like some third world shit, you know?
Still.
Have you ever gotten the hand? Have you ever gotten
I was about to say, I've gotten hand. You know, I've gotten where people just throw it right in your fucking hand and you're like, here you go. And then you throw it in $1 or something.
But
or
see, I mean, if any
the cigarette thing on the bottom.
The cigarettes, that's what I was just gonna say. That's the easiest thing. Just put it in the cigarettes. It's so simple. Yeah. Just throw it in and then you burn it and you seal it, you know? Simple.
Well, I used to just roll it up and put it in my coin pocket so it didn't open up. I'm not playing with fire and shit like that, dude.
Oh, you've never done that? You've never just like
No, I never
take a lighter and
why seal it?
Just in case it unrolls.
No, I get it. I'm not saying you're wrong for doing it. I'm not getting on you like blowing smoke into animals' ears or nothing like that. I think it's a good idea to do. I just never did it.
Oh, that brings up a good point, man. We were thinking about getting a cat. What do you think about that?
Really?
A kitty cat? Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, get a little kitty, man.
You should kind of like one. Yeah, see?
You should do it. How would Boots get along, you think, with a cat? You got to get the cat small though. If you get it small, Boots will be a lot more cool with it. And it'll grow up being used to Boots. It won't be like Mama who lost her pants when I had freaking Everdeen here. Now she's running around the house with no pants.
So she get a kitten.
Yeah, you should get it small. Yeah, little kitten. So it grows up, you know.
With the dog.
And Boots will probably take on the role of like the protective father. At least you hope. Or, you know, he might eat it.
I don't know, bro. You could eat it. Yeah, I don't know how you'd be. You know. For real.
Probably not, man. I never had a problem with that, man. I had cats growing up with dogs all the time.
I had another thing that I wanted to ask you about. So I watched a documentary last night or yesterday afternoon about the Automat. Did you ever go to the Automat? Were you an Automat guy as a kid? Did you ever go?
What was that Automat? What is that? I don't even know what that is.
The Automat, yeah, maybe you're a little too young. It might have been kind of over your age, but in the city they had them. It would have been these it was a restaurant, and it had the windows where you put the coins in and you turn the thing and you got like a meal that came out of it. Horn and Hearted. Do you remember these?
You know what? Let me see it. Because I remember there was this one place.
You would have been a kid when these things started to close. They were really more popular. Yeah, here you go.
I think I remember a place like that. Let me see. Let me see what they looked like. Because I remember there was a weird building, like it was all glass and it was like a triangle. I can't really remember. Well, but we used to go there all the time.
They would have been in a bunch of different buildings. Hold on.
No, I don't really remember. Like I said, I'm surprised I remember the things I remember, man. You know, we were talking about that once too. Like, what's your oldest memory? You know, I don't know. It's hard to remember. And then I get flashes sometimes of certain things, you know. You're onto something? Did you find it? Let's see. See, I kind of remember that, but what did the place itself look like outside?
Okay. So, but they were all over the city.
Yeah.
Here, I'll just go. I'll go to Google and I'll show you some.
Yeah, just bring up like an image of like what it used to look like. Because I remember something like that, but I wasn't doing the ordering, so I wouldn't really remember, you know.
Yeah, make these a little bigger. No,
I don't really remember that, man. I remember something like that, but it looked nothing like that. It was like some weird glass triangle fucking building in the middle of 21st Street, right next to Queensbridge. I gotta ask my mother what that was called.
In Queens?
In Queens, yeah. There was some big ass fucking place in Queens. Nah, that ain't it. I would have recognized it right off the bat. Yeah, it was a very odd shaped place. We used to go there to eat all the time, but I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, but it was definitely a very quintessential New York.
So what's the point of the whole thing about it? What's it
Well,
about?
I was just it was about like the rise and the fall of this like type of restaurant that was in the city. I just didn't know if you went there because the documentary was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
No, I never been there. But speaking of restaurants, man, haven't owned one for a little while. I don't know. Like, hey, my Liz Klein Facetto is on.
That's your
My
friend
Liz
or something.
Klein Facetto's on. I'm a slow typer, but I used to go to the candy store by Bryant High School. Gave the guy a $5 bill and a quarter and a bag of chips, and he gave me a nickel back. And he gave me a nickel bag. Good old days of nickel and dime bags. Yes, went to Automat. She went to Automat in Manhattan as a kid.
Yep.
Yo, that's
HBO
funny too.
Max.
The nickel bags. Do you remember, Michelle? Do you remember tray bags? See that?
Now
That's going back. See, and people go, how can you go lower than a nickel? What you got to remember is, right, the dimes used to be like this. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a dime bag, you got like a big bunch of weed. You know, a nickel would be like 2 big blunts, and a tray bag, if I'm correct, was like $3 or $2, and you would get 1 blunt.
Probably 3. A tray.
Yeah.
I think that's 3.
Yeah. A tray bag was $3.
Now, have you ever heard of a sawbuck? Have you ever heard that term before?
Saw bug?
A sawbuck. A sawbuck.
Buck?
Yeah, saw. SAWBUCK.
Okay, sawbuck. No, what is that?
Sawbuck. It's $15. $15 worth of weed. A sawbuck.
Oh, really? Nah, I never
heard that before, man. When I was in college, I was selling a little bit of weed.
Never heard that. Where was that? Where were you in college?
Well, I was in school in West Virginia, but this kid was from Chicago. And he said that was a Chicago thing.
Chicago, never heard of that. Sawbuck.
Yeah, me neither. That was the only person I ever heard from.
I remember when I used to hustle back in the day, nobody in my hood knew what hash was. You know what I'm saying? So I had gotten a bunch of hash.
Yeah.
But they were afraid to because, to really smoke hash by itself, you got to throw it in a pipe.
Right.
Like a weed pipe. But nobody wanted to throw shit in the pipe back then because it was like kind of cracky. You know what I'm saying? So I told them I had to throw it in the pipe right away. Everyone's thinking, this is some new crack shit, and they didn't really want to touch it. So what I did was I went and I picked up a pound of like some like Mexican, garbage, some brown garbage.
Brickweed?
Yeah. Picked up some brown garbage. Magumba. That's what we used to call it. Magumba.
Wait. Magumba?
Magumba. Yeah, that's what we used to call shitty weed. Magumba. So I picked up a pound. Magumba. The fuck part ain't you understanding?
Spell Magumba, bro.
Magumba. Magumba. That is correct. I just finished watching a spelling bee movie.
Dude, I can't help but think Magumba is like a little bit of a racially charged like word.
I don't know. The weed was Mexican. I don't know. That's what we called it. It meant dirt weed. Either way, I picked up a pound of that shit, right? And then I picked up a bunch of hash. And what I would do is I would take a gram of that, right, of the dirt weed, and a half a gram of the hash, and I would heat it up and then break it up in all the weed so that the weed was kind of just filled with hash. And then I would just throw it in the bag and shake it. And I used to call it shake and bake. $15. Flew off the shelf.
Really?
Everybody loved that shit, dude. Everybody loved that shit. Came with the warning, hold the blunt up when you smoke it. You know what I'm saying? Because pieces with like the balls, some little balls will fall out lit, and then they land on your clothes and it burns holes in your clothes.
Oh.
So I'd say make sure you hold the blunt up. Don't hold it over your clothes.
So it was just infused hash, just hash.
It was just hash and weed, but they didn't. They were afraid to smoke it in a bowl, so I had to make it in a way that it was palatable for people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that people were like, okay, yeah, I'll try that. They love blunts, so now you're sitting there, you're breaking it up, You really don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Because it turns into almost powder. It turns into like keef. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Basically, it would be a keef blunt now. But back then, motherfuckers didn't know what that shit was. There's a couple of things I bought out to like my neighborhoods that people didn't like. 2CB. When I bought 2CB into Manhattan, nobody in Manhattan knew what 2CB was. A couple of people probably knew, but no one had it. No one was moving it. No one was selling it. You know,
I've never seen that before. I've heard people doing it, but I never
money on that. And then the DMT, when I bought DMT into the neighborhood, nobody knew what that shit was. And I was selling that shit, dog, $50 a pop. $50 for 0.33 milligrams. Milligrams.
That's a lot higher than people usually pay for it too, I think, right? Isn't it much cheaper?
It's higher than I pay for it. It's a lot higher than I pay for it, but nobody can get it.
Right.
And the experience to me, because what I did was I didn't really know what it was, you know. So I tried it, you know, and then I said to myself, how much would I pay for this experience? If there was only one person out here who had this shit, how much would I pay for this experience? And I said $50. I would pay $50 for this experience. You know, we just made the price because nobody had it out here. Right. And then, of course, once we started getting it, then other people started getting it. You know, so
then the price had to go down.
Now I'm retired. Look, I'm retired, man. Completely retired. I love it. I love it. I made it through the rain.
You did, dude, out on the other side.
Yeah, on the other side. No record, clean record, retired, owe no money. And that's when I retired. When I paid my last dollar back to the motherfuckers that I owed, I just retired. You know, it just got too crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just got too, you know, it became legal. Now, if I want to do that shit, you know, I got to go and fucking get a license and open a store and all kinds of shit. Who wants to do that?
Paperwork and all that sort of shit.
Yeah, who wants to do that, man? You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to be bothered. My attitude was always just leave it alone. Like, in other words, just stop arresting people for it. You know, I never really want the government to step in and start making money off of it.
Yeah.
You know, plus I also knew once it became legal, and it hasn't happened yet, but watch. Now that it's legal, watch. Eventually, you know, you're going to hear of like people dying from marijuana. You're going to hear people catching all kinds of crazy shit from marijuana.
They already talk about like psychotic breaks and stuff like that with people, with kids, especially younger people.
The best is I forgot who the chick was. One of these fucking CNN or CNBC chicks was saying how the blonde chick, remember we showed how she was saying that the people who were shooting up the schools at the time, it was because of weed. And I'm like, this bitch obviously never smoked weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that it makes people violent. She said marijuana makes people violent. And I'm like, what am I watching? Reefer Madness right now? What are you talking about? There's nobody who smokes weed that's going to believe that shit, that it makes you more violent. No way. I used to hang with some of the most violent motherfuckers in the world, and we would smoke weed and everyone would be chilling, wondering why it's illegal, why something that makes all of these violent motherfuckers mellow. Why would, you know, that's a myth. A myth. It's a myth.
Myth.
It's a myth. MYPH.
Myth.
You know what I'm saying? That's also like, oh, it makes you dumb. It makes you slow. It makes you this. It makes you that. I'm not going to say it won't make you, you know, you get high. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I did pretty well with it. And I've been smoking since I was fucking 13. Now, there are a lot of lost years. There's a lot of wasted time. But then again, I was young. That's what young people do. They waste their time. That's why they say, you know, what they say, what's the saying?
What is it that's wasted on
the youth? Something is wasted on the youth.
What goes up must come down?
No, man.
An apple a day can keep the doctor away?
It's called, Brian, shut the fuck up. You're not helping me fucking think. My brain only works in certain ways, and I'm trying to remember something. Right now, I'm digging through my files. Okay, you know how many files I have? 52 years of files stored up in my head. I'm trying to go through them right now, and I can't fucking remember. Abraham Lincoln and George Washington were original OG. They blazed for sure. Yeah, no doubt they were getting high. No doubt they were getting high, man. You know, a lot of great people. Albert Einstein used to get mad high. And if I'm correct, first of all, back in the day, all those little snuff boxes, you worried about weed, motherfuckers was out there with the fucking snuff boxes doing blow. Coca-Cola had cocaine.
The snuff, bro, the snuff that people were doing, it was actually nicotine. A lot of them were sniffing tobacco.
So says you.
No. I mean, I
smoke into fucking animals' ears.
I've looked into it, dude. The coke that they were doing back in the day, bro, they were drinking and shooting it, dog.
Liquid coke.
Yeah, bro.
Everyone was drinking it. It was in Coca-Cola.
Yeah, they're drinking
Everyone
it.
Everyone was on lines around the block, like, damn, this soda is good. This soda's fucking good, man. I need more. Everybody's walking out with fucking cases of soda. I know you've mentioned that you would like to have been around in those days,
dude. Yeah, could you imagine like a pizza shop, like the lunch, the lunch special at the pizza shop? Instead of 2 slices and a soda, it was just 2 sodas.
It's just 2 sodas. Nobody felt like eating after that. Yeah. And that's why everybody was slim back then too. Yeah, look at those. Look back in those days. Look at the way people look back in those days. You're not seeing they didn't have no 300-pound wives back then. They didn't have
I'm yacked out right now, bro.
400-pound people back then. They didn't. Yeah. Actually, they did. You know where you found them? That Christina Aguilera. You know where you found those 300-pound, 400-pound people back in those days?
Where?
At the freak show. With the bearded woman. You know what I'm saying? Basically, with all the people that call themselves libs now, they were all in freak shows back in the day. In order to hang out with them, you had to fucking pay a fee at Coney Island and walk the fuck in to see these people. Now they read stories to your children, you know what I'm saying? And fucking they come to you. Now they come to you. The freaks come out. They used to come out at night. Now they're just here. Mm-hmm. They're here. You know, the freaks is just everywhere, man. And don't get me wrong. I appreciate freaks. I do. I appreciate you freaky motherfuckers. But, you know, calm down. Just slow it down a little bit, man. Stop believing the hype that they're telling you. Because what happens is y'all are poking a bear. You know, like you got to think about what y'all are doing. Y'all are poking the bear, and that's what they want to do. They want to create this chaos, but y'all ain't going to do so good. Because I'm telling you now, in a fight between the blue-haired, open-toed, quiche-making, fucking cat-raising children, fucking those people, and the people who say, America, don't take my guns, you're not going to do so well. I'm going to be on the side with I'm sorry. You know, like right now I'm in the middle. But when shit licks off, I know what side I'm stepping to. The winning side, the side that fuckers down to fight, the side that got dudes with testosterone, the side that got fucking that. I'm rolling with the toxic. I'm rolling with that toxic masculinity. I'm sorry, that's what I'm rolling with when the shit goes down. Who you gonna roll with? You gonna ladies, who you gonna roll with? You gonna get behind your boyfriend who's afraid to go downstairs when they hear a fucking sound, who thinks that no one should have guns but the government. Nobody but the government should have guns. What do you need a gun that has 126 bullets in case 126 motherfuckers try to come through my door?
Yeah.
That's why. You know what I'm saying? I want whatever they got. So anyone should be able to get a tank. If they got a tank, I want to be able to buy a tank. I'll park it right in the front. Then I'll sit in it and sleep in it. And then I want to see some motherfucker write me a bullshit ticket for being parked in the front with my tank.
You imagine you'd be so slow to turn around, though. He could write the ticket before you could turn the turret around to fire at him.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm going to catch him when he's driving away. I'll still have to pay the ticket, but he'll have to pay the price. In case of aliens. Exactly. In case of aliens. Click, clack, boom. FU shout out soundbite.
Can you hear it? Listen.
I love it. I hear it. I love it.
There's a little like body mist at the end of that one. with a little.
I remember when we did our album, every gun sound that you hear cocking on any of the songs in my album were real guns. We didn't use there were no samples. Everything you heard, we recorded off of real guns.
That's awesome.
I remember our first like professional photo shoot. A couple of people bought some heat, and then we were taking pictures, and they pulled the heat out, and the fucking photographer lost his mind.
Wow, he was just like, "Yo, guns on the shoot."
Well, we eventually convinced him to let us take a couple of pictures with him, but we had to pull the bullets out.
Well, yeah. All right, Alec Baldwin.
He said he had to make sure. Yeah, he didn't want to be like Alec Baldwin and shit. Which, by the way, since you brought him up, I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to hear the whole story, but it does seem a little weird that you're gonna take the actor, and charge him. What are they charging him with? Are they charging him with murder or manslaughter? I think it's probably manslaughter, negligent homicide, or something like that.
Negligent homicide, yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand how you're going to charge him. I would have been like, I'm just an actor, dog. They gave me the gun. And why do they even have real guns? You're actors. You're not even a real cop or a real fucking criminal.
Loaded.
It
doesn't make any sense, bro. There's more to the story.
I mean, even like they got the guns with the blanks and I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's going to go to jail for that, though. Anybody out there think he's going to go to jail for that? You do? You think I don't think he's going to see no fucking jail time for that.
I don't think so, bro. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's horrible. My condolences, to her and the family. I mean, that happened, I think, like last year it happened? But still, I'm just saying, like, I don't think he's going to go to jail for that. It definitely sounds like something that could have been avoided. Didn't he get a year and some change? Did he? I don't think he went to court for it yet.
Oh, I don't know. Let me check.
No. I think they just decided to charge him with it, if I'm correct. So I don't think he's even gone to trial for it yet. I know they charged him and the other person that handles the guns.
Yeah. So on January 31st, Alec Baldwin and Hannah Gutierrez Reed were officially charged with involuntary manslaughter. If found guilty, the pair could be sentenced to 5 years in prison. That was and then,
Yeah, I don't think
I don't know because I thought I heard something too about him getting convicted.
Really?
Yeah, but maybe
I'm wrong. I think you're wrong. I think I'm right. I identify as being right.
Yeah. It was just a formally charged. Yeah.
The charge came out that now he's charged. Yeah. I mean, justice moves slow. They shouldn't have real guns. Actors should not be blamed. I mean, that's what I think too. I think but I don't know the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I mean, even if he was being a dick, because I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. When I played that cop, when I did that movie Lanes, and I got to play an undercover, and they gave me that fake gun, and they looked mad real, I was putting that shit to everybody's head. I was running around putting that shit in everybody's face, yo. And we were in Brooklyn. They were like, stop doing that. They were like, gee, stop doing that. I was ready to arrest everybody. I felt like, I ain't gonna lie, man, the minute that badge went around my neck, dude, I actually felt like a cop. My whole attitude changed. It also changed the way I feel about cops, because I know that badge brings power, man. And it's hard for your average person to have that kind of power. And the problem right now, I think that's going on with law enforcement is not that we need less, is that they have too many people in it that can't handle that power. You know what I'm saying? And believe me, I pretended to be a cop, and I felt like I was going to clean up all of Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? The badge was heavy. It felt like a real badge. I had the bulletproof vest on. I was like ready to go, even though the bulletproof vest was probably fake too, now that I think about it. But either way, I'm just saying, why do you have a real gun?
You want to, I was just looking up the Wikipedia article. So apparently, dude, there was like a lot of like reports about the shoot being like kind of fucked to begin with, Yeah,
that's what they're saying. Like it wasn't being handled properly from the jump. It was like they were trying to cut corners.
Tons of different things. They were there's like a long drive, COVID safety protocols. Baldwin's, before the incident occurred, 2 prop guns had previously fired a total of 3 times unintentionally. Baldwin's stunt double accidentally fired 2 blanks when he was told the prop gun was cold, and the film's prop master shot herself in the foot with a blank.
Yeah, so I think at that point they should have been probably being a little more careful.
Yeah. 7, they did a walkout too at one point.
I mean, I get that, but isn't... Go ahead.
Do you want to get to the shooting? Do you want to break down the shooting? What happened?
Sure. Let's get. We got into it, baby. Let's get into it. We got into it. I didn't mean to get into it.
So the B camera operator, Reed Russell, was situated on a camera dolly, looking at a monitor when Hutchins and Souza both nearby. The scene involved Baldwin's character removing a gun from its holster and pointing it towards the camera. The trio behind the monitor were 2 feet from the muzzle of the firearm, and none of them were wearing any protective gear. Oh, so they were close. While the trio were looking behind the monitor, were repositioning the camera to remove a shadow, Baldwin began explaining to the crew how he planned to draw the firearm. So he goes, I guess I'm going to take it out, pull it, and go bang. And when he removed it from the holster, the gun fired a single time. Baldwin and Halls have said that Baldwin did not pull the trigger, a claim that was later challenged by an FBI report. The projectile flew towards the 3 behind the monitor, striking Hutchins in the chest and Susan in the shoulder. Script supervisor Mamie Mitchell called 911, and emergency crews appeared 3 minutes later. Footage of the incident was not recorded. Hutchins was flown by hospital to the University of New Mexico, where she was pronounced dead, and Susan was treated by EMS. Yeah.
Was suspended indefinitely, though co-producer Angel Nijum, I know I'm messing up that name, was confident the film would resume production once the investigation ends. However, Nigum later claimed that he meant to express optimism and hope rather than confidence, as he stated that many involved in the production hoped to honor Hutchison by completing her final work. Making sure you get that money that you already put into it, because you're not going to just scrap that and take a loss. I mean, not for nothing. If that's the way it went down, that seems a little weird that you would charge him. I mean, obviously, if that's how it went down, that he was like, this, I'm going to pull it out. And then he pulled the trigger, which, I'm not going to lie. In my scene, the dude gives up. In the scene I did, the dude gives up, right? Mm-hmm. I point the gun at him, he gives up. And then we arrest him. But when we did the filming, he took a step that he didn't take during the practice run, and I pulled the trigger like 8 times. If there would have been a bullet in there, he would have been shot.
Right.
He made me nervous. I was in character. You know what I'm saying? I was in character, dog. We were doing it. It was raining. It was dark. I couldn't really see. He took one step. He didn't do that when we ran through it the first time. So I didn't know what was going on. I got scared, and I pulled the trigger like 8 times. Now, I'm not saying he was scared, but I'm just saying when you have a gun that's supposed to be fake, you tend to pull triggers. I don't believe that whole he didn't pull the trigger. He just pointed the gun and it went off. I don't believe that.
It is weird what they were saying about that 2 other guns went off,
I'm guessing the dude pulled the trigger.
That's what it sounds like.
Or, I don't know. That dude shot himself twice, right? He shot twice.
Well, there were 2 different, there were 2 separate incidents.
Oh, 2 separate incidents. Yeah. Where the fuck did they get these guns? I don't know. Maybe the demons are pulling the triggers. We know there's a bunch of them out there in those places.
Yeah, dude.
In fact, in that movie 237, room 237 or 327, room 327, with the movie about Jack Nicholson, that's supposed to be about where it talks about Kubrick being the producer of the moon landing. There's a scene there, dude. And I'm bringing this up because we had anyone who follows all the time or your first time listener, we did a podcast about when it comes to actors and musicians and stuff like that, and like who is actually entertaining you, because they talk a lot about channeling these spirits, right? So they're showing the scene right before Jack Nicholson chops down the door, right? And it's like they're not rolling yet. They're setting up. You see the dude setting up, and you see Jack Nicholson there, dude, and he's working himself up in a frenzy, and he keeps going like this, and like going like this, and then he picks up the axe, and he's right next to this one dude. This one dude gets scared and like kind of like runs around him, and then he's like ready to go. But you could see him straight up channeling the spirits before the scene. You could see him doing it, working himself up. You could hear him saying crazy shit. It's crazy, dude. It's fucking crazy, which they've already come out. It said he channels. We bought the receipts on that, right?
Yeah, we showed
my
it.
New shit. The receipts. I'm saying that all the time now. I'm running that word into the ground.
We got the receipts.
That we got the receipts on that, yo. We showed the video, man. She said you was channeling. 2 voices came out of the motherfucker at once. Sounds like Legion to me. Sounds demonic. You know, that's what it sounds like. You know,
could be Wabbit. Could be.
You know, it's insane. Did you see the statue that they put up in New York? It's like it's a statue.
Liberty?
Nah, it's like some sort of like pro-abortion statue. It's like some demonic female with horns. Like her hair goes into like horns. Looks like the goat. I saw this movie last night.
Oh, it's for Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah. That's who it's for. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I mean, it's better. I'll tell you this: there's a better statue than the fucking Martin Luther King statue, but it's demonic, and it's right there in the middle of New York City. You know, they're open about it, dude. They're not. Look at that thing. Look at that thing, man. They're not trying to hide their love for all things Satan. Looks just like Ruth Ginsburg. Looks just like her, doesn't it?
Yeah, those are horns, bro.
Yeah. She looks like the goat. I mean, there's a name for it. You could find that goddess or whatever you want to call her, that whatever you fucking want to call her. Sits on top of the Manhattan courthouse.
That's saying something.
Sits on top of the Manhattan courthouse. Where you're going to go inside and in rooms, it's going to say, "In God we trust." Crazy. Pure insanity that's going on in this world. But you know what, man? I don't mind it. You know, I've gotten tired of the mundane. Everything always being the same. You know, I think I've seen enough Mad Max movies to make it through. In We Trust. I think I've seen enough Mad Max movies to survive. You know?
Yeah.
So now here's the question. You know, if you think shit's gonna lick off, do you think you should prep? Are you into prepping? Do you have anything ready to go? I got a couple of my friends who have bug out bags. You know what that is?
Yeah, I mean, I have a bug out bag, bro. You always got.
You do have a bug out bag?
Not anymore. I had one for a while. I don't have one anymore. But when I was doing my drug thing, bro, I always had a bug out bag.
So you had a bug out bag before they were even like popular.
I had a bug out bag. I mean, basically what it was, dude, was just like my bug out bag was just like my duffel that had all my important shit in it. You know, pair of sneakers, pair of socks, pair of something. You know, like the shit that I needed. That if I ever had to just bounce from where I was at, you know, I had all my stuff right there that I could throw it in a minute and boom, grab what I needed and I was out. Yeah, always. Yeah.
See, it's funny too because I watched there was a time I used to watch those prepper things. You know, got to have a go bag, and it was good. I mean, Brian the Doomsday Prepper. See, that's the thing. The thing is, I feel like I should probably have something to run with, like to get out quick. But when it comes to prepping, the only way that's really good is if you're home when shit licks off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you got to do those. You got to have like the bug out bag. I would keep in the car too. You know, I would have a duffel in the car for some shit that I needed to. You know,
I mean, but how good is the car is going to be? How good is driving going to be when the shit hits the fan?
Depends, bro. You got an electric car or what?
Still traffic. Everything's going to be jammed.
That's why you got to have a 4x4, bro. You know,
Or
those
an
guys with the trucks.
ulterior route. You got to know those crazy routes, like those crazy side streets, man. And I
The
don't.
Van Wyck. Gotta take
Nah,
the Van Wyck.
I'll just drive to the traffic jam. I'll get out my car and start walking through the traffic till I get to the first car in the front. Then I'll pull them out and jump in their ride. You're in hurricane zone, G. You should have a bug out bag. It's not that unlikely. Really, man? We have hurricanes out here, dog?
I mean, Sandy. Yeah, Sandy fucked up AC, bro.
Yeah, but I would have been all right in this building, right?
I mean, yeah, but you would have had your car would have been flooded, bro. Your car would have been fucked.
Oh, I would have been so mad.
Yeah,
I would have been so mad, dude. I saw this shit the other day with the tsunami that took place in like Tokyo. I forgot what year.
No. It was in
where was it?
Indonesia.
Indonesia? Was it Indonesia?
Thailand?
I don't know. I just saw
Indonesia?
it the other day. They were showing. I don't know how many.
Indian
They probably
Ocean.
have more than one, but the one I saw, I think,
04, right?
I think so. Yeah. All I know is that they were
bro?
showing footage. They were showing this footage, right, of people getting fucked up and cars just getting lifted. And this one dude's looking out his window and he's like, "Oh, there goes my car," and the car just gets taken, right? And all I kept thinking to myself was, man, if that was me, I'd be like, my fucking car. As people are flying by in the water, flashing, going through all kinds of destruction, I would just be sitting there going, my fucking car. It's fucked up, but I'm just keeping it real. I'd be like, my fucking car. I would hope I wouldn't be like that. I would hope that I would notice that the car at that particular point doesn't matter, but I don't know. I might be pissed about the fucking car.
This shit's crazy, bro. Killed 280,000 people in that shit hit,
yeah,
bro.
Which is fucking crazy, though, because I'm not going to lie. It's not like it came out of nowhere. I'm watching it, and they're giving warnings and warnings to get to higher ground, higher ground, higher ground.
Oh, really?
These motherfuckers, some of these motherfuckers were going they were going higher, but they wanted to see it. And people are telling them, what are you doing? Get the fuck out of there. I'm paraphrasing because they weren't talking English, but they're telling them to get the fuck out of there, and everyone still wants to see this shit. Then they all go, wait a minute, this shit is getting then the water splashes up once on them, and they're like, uh-oh, and that's it. Whap! Done. They're getting dragged for blocks. It was horrible to watch.
Yeah, I remember when that happened, dude.
But I watched
2004. That shit was pretty crazy.
Shit like that is crazy, man. Fuck the bug out bag. Just get yourself an inflatable boat you can blow up and paddle off your roof. See? Thinking out of the box, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Just get one of those things, you pull the corpse, and then off the roof. I think I'm safe, dude. I'm on the 4th floor. I think I'd be all right. That this building already did Sandy, so I just wait for shit to settle down, and then I'll.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the bottom would have been flooded. You would have been good.
Yeah, but I would have been stuck up here with nothing in my fridge. I gotta go shopping. My fridge is so empty, dog. It is so empty. I think my fridge got 2 eggs, a half a thing of lemonade, and a quart of milk.
You ever have the Donald Duck orange juice? You ever drink that?
You ever seen that? No. It's Donald Duck orange juice. Disney make orange juice? Disney makes orange juice.
Yeah, bro. You never seen it the dollar store and shit?
I don't go to the dollar store.
Yeah. Really?
Nah, I don't go to the dollar store. I'm not saying I've never been to the dollar store, but I don't go to the dollar store. Like Family Dollar and all that shit. I don't go. No, I've never seen that.
Yeah, I saw the dollar store. That's what we drank in my house growing up a lot. Donald Duck. Yeah.
You drank Donald Duck in your house?
Yeah. Woke OJ.
Woke OJ, exactly. I guarantee. Let's try to zoom in one of those pictures and see if we can find something. That Snoop Dogg shit. Donald Duck OJ better be in his green room. Really?
Snoop Dogg likes it?
Snoop Dogg likes it. It's got to be good, right? Not really. I mean, but bring up bring a close up of one of those things, man. I want to see if there's any symbolic messages in there that we could spot. I won't take too long looking. I just want to see if something pops out at us, man.
All right.
Donald Duck oranges. So what do you got? Like Mickey Mouse milk?
Hold on, I'm
like
trying to
only
get a good photo
Donald.
for you.
Only Donald is rocking. No, go to the other one right there with his whole body. That one, yeah. Pop that one up. Yeah, let's see that one. Double click that. Oh, that's as big as it gets. There you go.
No, hold on. I'll download it. Hold on.
I've never seen that. I'm bugging on that. How long has that been around?
Forever, bro.
Really?
Yeah, forever, dog.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
And all they got is Donald. They don't got no Mickey Mouse, no Goofy.
I don't think so.
No Daisy, no Minnie. Just Donald? Outrageous orange juice. No pulp.
Taste the magic.
I'm looking.
Here are the Mickey Mouse ears up top.
Look at that, Mickey Mouse ears. I'm looking at his hand. You don't think that thumb looks a little bit like a little pee-pee? It looks like the top view.
You see the little hidden ears right here, bro?
Yeah, the little ear. Yeah, but I'm thinking that top view, like his thumb looks like the top view of a downward facing dingling, and like those are the balls. Like the dick curves down.
Is this the golden shower?
You know, yeah. There you go. Look, and it's shooting right out too. I knew we'd find something, which goes to prove what I always tell women, that if you look for something, you'll find it. If you're looking for something to hate me for, you will find it. I went and I looked for something subliminal, and guess what? I found it. I found a little set of baby balls and a little pecker that was shooting out orange juice, like fucking like money shots. Like a money shot compilation.
So this company, Florida Natural Growers, Florida's Natural, they're the ones that brand the Donald Duck juice.
Okay. So. But my thing is, what kind of juice does Donald got that he's the only one that got a juice? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does Donald got on Mickey or all the other ones that he gets a juice and nobody else even gets like an apple juice? Like, you don't have a Goofy apple juice, like a Mickey Mouse milk. You know what I'm saying? Like a Daisy pineapple juice or something. Nothing. Nobody got anything.
Yeah. Have you ever seen this, bro?
That seems a little weird.
Have you ever seen this orange juice? Florida's Natural.
Yeah, I've seen that. Florida's Natural.
Yeah, the Donald.
When they put the word natural on it, I'm pretty sure there's nothing natural about it.
Yeah, the Donald Duck is the same juice. It's just a different box. That's all it is.
Now, Darkwing Duck Dabs. Darkwing Duck Dabs. That's actually a great name for a dab.
Mickey Mouse Moon Rocks.
Mickey Moon Rocks. That's another good one. Yeah, man. So see, somebody out there, you need to get Disney to allow you to start branding your weed with Disney. I'm surprised Disney doesn't have weed already.
Daffy Date Rape. No? Okay. All right. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you.
Little moment of silence there.
Look at the color of his face, yo.
I love them new sounds, man. I love them, man. Keep bringing them, because that was so perfect, man. That's like my mother's cuckoo clock. My mom's got a cuckoo clock, right? And every time that shit cuckoos, it's always when my mom's is saying something crazy. My mom's will be saying some crazy shit, and I just look at her, and then all of a sudden you hear cuckoo, 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 and I go, exactly. I don't even need to. Your clock just said it for me. Fucking cuckoo bird. That's probably offensive now too, right? Cuckoo bird.
Maybe, yeah.
You know, can we still be crazy for Cocoa Puffs?
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
Or is the word crazy no longer allowed to be said?
At some point. Maybe.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I mean, I kind of wonder, right? How about this? All right, people, especially my people who've been listening to us from the beginning. You know, what if it's all bullshit? I mean, I don't come across any of this shit in my daily life.
Like what? What do you mean?
Like any of the shit they're talking about. I mean, every now and then, you know, you'll see somebody with blue hair or whatever like that. I mean, but, you know, I don't come across all this crazy shit just in regular life. Like, do you know anybody? You guys started up the podcast right after I seen G. Thanks for doing it and keeping them coming. Always brightens up my day to listen to you. Oh, thank you, man. We appreciate that, man. And I appreciate every one of y'all that are commenting right now. I'm not going to lie. You guys have just opened this up so much that it's actually even more fun to do, because now I don't just come to see Brian, but me and Brian come to hang out with y'all, and we're doing it in real time, and I love it. And I thank you guys for coming and hanging out, man, and being a part of it, man. And I love the comments, yo.
Shout out, John. Love you, bro. Love you, bro.
You know?
And it was good. What up?
But what I'm saying is, like, do you always, like, does anyone listening, does anyone come across does anyone know anyone whose kid is in school and the class has a litter box because one of the kids identifies as a cat?
And man, I got to be honest with you. After moving out to San Francisco, the epicenter of liberal ideology in this country, bro, it's not bad. People are fucking cool. It's all shit that they put out there to make us against each other, bro. I believe that.
No, because dude, I'm hearing bad things. I'm hearing bad things about where you are. I'm actually worried about you. Okay, because I'm hearing bad things about where you are. Like, the crime is crazy. They're not putting no one in jail. They're letting everyone go. I'm hearing all kinds of crazy shit.
Dude, it is like that.
The homeless shit out there is supposed to be crazy.
There are sections of this.
They're no longer homeless now. I think now they're apartment challenged or something.
On experiencing homelessness is the term that they use. Like it's something fun.
They're experiencing homelessness. Rescue reefers. Rescue reefers. Mike Merck, what's up? Mike Merck just came in the house.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, man. Keep them shits coming. Yo, but I'm saying, like, I don't come across, and even though the other day after a show, a lady told me she was a teacher, what are your tips to parents whose kids might be the one asking for the litter box to be added to the classroom? No. First of all, you're not going to act like a cat in class. You're not going to act like you want to come home and you want to act like a cat and have your little imaginary thing going on. That's fine. You're home. After your homework, go play your cat shit, all right? But if you shit on the rug, you're getting punished and I'm smacking the shit out of you, old school style. Go ahead. Here's the number for child services. Call them up. They could come take your ass. That's what I would say. You're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you no longer my problem, you know, because like I said before, there's a point. My son and my daughter will always be my son and my daughter. But there comes a point they're not your kids anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is they're not my kids anymore than I'm my mother's kid anymore. My mom's, if I listened to what my mom's wanted me to do, I'd be working in a cubicle right now. I wouldn't be doing what I love to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the truth of the matter is, you get to an age where you're going to do what you want to do. You're an adult. You're going to do what you want to do. No one can tell you up. I can give you advice. You could take it. You could leave it, whatever you want to do. But until that time that you're no longer under my giving you, you ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Even like if it's real, like even if the kids, because right now, you know, it's hard to know. These kids are being, you know, pushed with everything that's popular. A lot of this is fad. I'm telling you, a lot of this is fad. And the problem is they're not talking about the transitioners who are coming back that are trying to retransition. They're not talking about the ones who are screwed up because they did this when they were too young and now they can't even enjoy, normal sex. A lot of them will never experience orgasms, which I would think is very important, not for nothing. A lot of them will be in the dark, just like this screen is right now, about ever having, meaningful fucking actual intercourse. And if you can't do that, then you can't reproduce. Gee, I wonder why they're trying to do this to all the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't do that, you can't reproduce. Once again, going back to the main thing of trying to get rid of people. And then what's so funny is people say to me, you think they're trying to get rid of people, dude? Really? They're doing it. They're doing it. Just look at the numbers in the last 4 years, man. They're finding ways to keep taking people out. Say what you want. And this is just my opinion. I'm not trying to spread no misinformation, although we do bring receipts. You guys put them together. You know what I'm saying? We give you the pieces of the puzzle. You put them together. Don't get mad at me because I have eyes and I have ears and I'm not afraid to use the mouth that God gave me to say what I want. And I'm not going to lie, YouTube. You almost got me. You had me worried to say whatever I want to say because I love doing this. And I was like, yo, I don't want to stop doing this, so I got to watch what I say. But then I thought to myself, fuck that. All right? Fuck that. I had a chance to sell out when I was 25. I said no. So why am I going to say it at 52? All right? Kiss my freaking heterosexual balls. What did Mike say about cats? How does a cat orgasm feel? I would have no idea. I would have no idea. Mama's never had one. She's fixed. Which is what they should do to these kids, actually. I guess if your kid thinks he's a cat, it's probably good that they can't reproduce. What do the birth rates look like? Brian, what do the birth rates look like right now? There you go. Look at you getting involved with the questions, baby. I love it. What do the birth rates look like right now?
All right, so here we go. Current. Okay, so this is 1950. So, okay, so this top number is births per 1,000 people.
Which line are we looking at?
So this top line up here is the blue.
Right.
This is the births per 1,000 people. So it is dropping, but you can also look at this bottom line, which is the percent change year over year. So we're really not. I mean, we're like there. We're like average.
Well, I mean, go to where historical is. What's that historical?
This? Oh, this is the 80s, 70s, and 80s.
Oh, so man, they was banging in the 70s and 80s, boy.
Right.
You know what?
Days, bro.
70s, baby. You know what? It makes sense. I'm gonna keep it real. It makes sense because one of the problems today is a thing called consequences. There's a word you don't hear a lot nowadays, consequences. And as you can see from that chart in the 70s and 80s, we were people that dealt with our consequences. That's what we did. Because the truth is, abortion was around then. It was around then. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't as glorified as it is now. So back then, you got a chick pregnant, you dealt with the consequences. You know what I'm saying? I know because I did, and I married her. That's what you do. You deal with what is straight up. You know what I'm saying? You have a kid. That's what they used to say, make an honest woman of that woman. You know what I'm saying? When you're going to make an honest woman out of her. But nowadays, I understand dudes not wanting to get married. I understand that shit because I got fucked hard. I got They spread the You know what I'm saying? And the truth is, I did my divorce online. So I spread my own ass cheeks, and they still want to go deeper. Because that's the shit. You get fucked because me and my ex-wife, I mean, she took everything, but she didn't keep taking. So I respect that. I respect her hustle. You know what I'm saying? I always say she came in with the clothes on her back. I moved out with the clothes on my back, right? But she didn't keep taking. She wasn't looking for no,
child support or anything like that.
Well, no,
like
child support. She wanted the child support, but we agreed on it. Me and her agreed on the child support, and I handled my own divorce. So when I brought it to the judge, because they kept sending me, dude, it took me over a year to go through with this, and we both wanted the divorce. You know what I'm saying? So they kept sending me back the paperwork. You did this wrong. You did that. I got so sick of it, dude. I went down to the courthouse. I waited for this judge to come out of a party. It was like some sort of party for one of the people. And I went to look for the judge. They were like, oh, we're sorry. She's in a party for one of the people that they celebrate. I said, I'll wait. I waited for this judge to get out, man. I waited like 4 hours. Got out. We went over the paperwork. She told me what she had to do. And then she raised the child support. And I was like, we agreed on that. Like, me and her, like, this is cool. And she was like, nah, it's not cool for me. And raised it. And that's the shit. So I understand dudes, like not wanting to put themselves in that position. You know what I'm saying? Especially like nowadays. Especially the way women are nowadays. To get married, you need to find an old school woman. You know what I'm saying? A woman who appreciates her man. Not a woman who's in competition with her man. Competition is good, but you got to keep it in the right places. When you're with somebody and you marry someone, you're supposed to be partners. You're supposed to be partners. You're supposed to have each other's back. You're not supposed to be fucking plotting behind each other. And a lot of women today, man. I mean, I think 80-something% of divorces are from the women. Women are the ones who file them. And if you look at the statistics, it's usually once they start making good money or if they make more money than the man. This world is fucked because y'all believe the lie. And I laugh because I sit there and go, I used to be able to stay home, not have to wake up for work, man, work from home, just take care of shit, cook, clean, do shit like that. And you gave that up to go work for somebody else for $15 an hour. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people are making money. Some of y'all ladies are making some good dough out there, just like some dudes are. But the average person, and I'm pretty average, to keep it real. I have a great job. My job is not average, but I live a very average life right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I always plan to be honest. But your average person ain't fucking, making that much money at work. You know what I'm saying? You're lucky you come home after taxes with $800. $800, $900 after taxes. You are lucky. That's a really good, decent paying job. If you're coming home with like $800, $900 after taxes. I would think
it's still not enough anymore, bro. It's not. If you're single, bro, it's like really not enough.
No,
it's not. It's not enough,
No, it's not enough.
It used to be, bro. 4 years ago, 5 years ago,
especially
you're fine.
Think about it in New York.
It's not, dude.
You make 800.
Can't do it.
If you could bring home 800, which your average person isn't bringing home 800.
Yeah.
But if you could bring home 800, right? Now let's say you could find a basement apartment or a condo for like 16, which you probably wouldn't. It would probably be 19.
Be a studio,
right?
Maybe.
For a studio, 19. It's probably the cheapest you're going to find a studio in New York. You know what I'm saying? In a good neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? In a decent neighborhood. Not living in the slums, which we could talk about that too, where people talk about, some people have been born in the slums and this and that. Listen, the slums, I say it all the time because I lived in the hood. I never saw anybody from the government come into my hallway. Hey, Jasmine, that's my daughter. Love you, mommy. Where's the shout out? Where's my pew-pews? It's my daughter.
Pew, 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 pew.
Big up to you, mama. And big up to you, Kyle. I know you're there too. Now that's a relationship that's going to work, yo, because they got each other's back. I ain't going to lie. I've been to a lot of weddings in my life, yo. I've been to a lot of weddings, and I sit there and go, all right, let's see how the shit this is going to last. When my daughter got married, I literally sat there and said, yo, this shit's gonna last. I would be fucking amazed if it doesn't. They're doing it the right way. They got each other's back. They're keeping themselves. They chill with other couples. You know what I'm saying? They're not going out there, boys night out, girls night out. The fuck out of here with that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? When you get married, the two become one. Everybody takes and listen, man, I failed at it. So, you know, if I was to say one of my biggest failures, it would be that I failed. But I know why I failed, and I know, you know, I know what it takes for it to be successful. So just because I failed, then you should listen to me because I failed. So I know what it takes to be successful. You know, the opposite of everything I did
is what you have to do.
But listen, in my failures, there were a lot of successes. 25 years is 25 years. You know what I'm saying? Together since 16. You know, so, you know, we did pretty well, and still family, still tight. You know, I still got your backy.
Two beautiful kids.
Two beautiful kids, man. So, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Storm's comment before that because I was in the middle of a rant, and if you have kids and have daycare expenses, you should just stay home. No doubt. No doubt. That's what I'm saying, man. They're taxing two people. They used to only tax one in a household. Now they're taxing two. Now they got two people that it's hard enough. Relationships are hard enough. You know what I'm saying? Relationships are hard. Yes, we do live and learn. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. That's what everything's about, living and learning. But like they're taxing two people. Now you got two people going out, working for somebody else, probably in jobs that piss them the fuck off. Now they both come home. Now they're both pissed off. Now, you know, constantly ordering out, which brings up the food, or if one's cooking, now they're even more upset because one's cooking and the other, you know, it's not the way it's supposed to be. You know, whoever's making more money, you know, listen, the man is the one that's supposed to do it. But like in Brian's case, his lady's doing well. So if it would be ridiculous if the woman's making more money to be like, fuck it, you know, you stay home and I'll go out and make less money. That doesn't make no sense. It's not really the way it's supposed to be. But because that shit is out there, I would say you stick with the person that's making more money, you know. But I hope, Brian, when she comes home, you have a nice meal for her. You know, I hope that bed is made. I hope the floor is swept. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I do that shit for myself now. So if somebody was making more money than me, I have no problem doing it for them. Because when you live alone, you're doing it for yourself anyway. See, that's what a lot of people are. You're doing it for yourself anyway. I ain't going to cook and clean for some man. You got to cook and clean for yourself. But now you have to go to work to do it. Now you have to go to work probably for a man. Probably, you know, chances. I mean, there's a chance you're working for a woman because there are women who own shit. But I'm pretty sure if we looked at the percentages, if you want to bring those up as to how many men own companies, how many women, you're probably working for a man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like ridiculous, you know. I'm not going to be nobody's slave. Who said anything about slave? You know, in most cases, the truth is in most cases, especially nowadays, or at least when I was growing up, the husband came home and gave the money to the woman.
That's how my parents did.
My mom's handled the money in my house, yo.
Yeah, same my place too. Same my parents too. My dad, he never did anything.
My dad used to go to my mom's and be like, yo, let me get, you know, because he'd spend a little more money than he's supposed to. Alcoholics will do that. He spent a little more money and he had to go to my mom's to get more money. So where's the slavery? You know what I'm saying? I love seeing my daughter. My daughter is a stay-at-home wife. She takes care of her shit. When I go to visit her, you know what she looks? Happy. She looks fucking happy, people. Straight up. That's why I love going to see her. She's the only woman who don't bring me any stress. Never did. Always had my back. You know what I'm saying? And people will be like, well, that's different. That's the father. Yeah, so find yourself a man like your father. If you got your pops back, then you should have no problem taking the back of a man who supports you, who's like your pops, who treats you the same way. You know what I'm saying? Am I bugging out here? I don't think I'm bugging out. People are wondering why they're miserable because everything's out of whack. That's why everything's miserable. Everything's confusing and everything's not simple. Yeah, because we made it confusing. And that all goes back to, like I said, that all goes back to the thank you, Storm. And thank you, Storm. You were here first. You were the first person on. Still here with us hanging, man. I love it, man. On a nice little, well, it's raining where I'm at in Atlantic City. I'm pretty sure where you're at, it's probably bright with colors right out there. I thought you were gonna lift that window and I was just gonna see a rainbow. I felt like that deserves some sound effects. All right. I thought that you're slipping, man. I gotta get the sound effect shit, man.
We gotta add some too. I mean, maybe like a rim shot or something like that. Like, you know, for like the jokes. We gotta get some shit here. It's sunny where Stormy
I'm just
is.
saying, people are, oh, where you at, Storm? Not like a dress, just like area. Where you at? Yeah, it's been raining all day. I just washed my car again.
That's always how it goes.
I washed my car on Wednesday for my son's birthday to go see him. And Thursday, I wake up, there's dirt all over my car. Dirt all over my car. Oh, Illinois, Southern Illinois. Rock and roll, big up to you. Represent. You know, and then like I tried to like dust it off, but it was stuck on the car, dude. I literally washed my whole car with a towel and a water bottle because it was already washed, you know. So I just had to get the dirt off. Oh my God. I did that while I did my laundry. See what I'm saying? Like I gotta do that shit anyway. You know? Anyway. So the reality is, for me, if I was ever to get married, really, what are you bringing me? What are you bringing to the table in a sense? Because I do everything myself. I cook, I clean, I do everything myself. So now, if I'm gonna do everything, you know, if your attitude is I still got to keep doing everything myself, then what are you bringing to the table? Because I know the money you make doesn't mean shit to me. You know, if we're both making money, my money's going to pay for shit. You know, you might put in a little bit here for a bill there, whatever. But the reality is you'll be saving most of your money and I'll be spending all of mine. And you're not cooking, cleaning, you're not doing any of that other shit. We're both going to go out and work and then I'm going to come home and still do all that shit. For what? So I can understand why people ain't fucking, you know, ain't taking the leap. You know what I'm saying? And big up to all those who are.
September 3rd.
Big up to you. All right. I mean, I don't know if yours is gonna last though, but
whoa,
I don't know,
bro.
dude. I just think I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be her fault at all. If that makes you feel any better. I think she'll be able to give legitimate reasons as to why she wants out, and I'll be like, yeah, nah, I feel you.
I probably won't be able to contend with those reasons either.
You probably won't be able to contend, man. My last breakup, you know, she dropped everything, and I said, "You're right. You're fucking 100% right, man. I'm a piece of shit. What do you want me to tell you?" You know, it hurts when it's right. It hurts when it's right. You know, but you know, being a man, you gotta. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying the man's not allowed to cry, man. I'm not saying that you're allowed to cry. You're allowed to be soft at times. Like if you're holding a baby, you're allowed to be soft with that baby and hang out and be cool. If you're petting a puppy, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to cry, but do that shit in the fucking shower. You know what I'm saying? Alone in the shower, like a man. You come out, everything's wet. Can't even tell you who's crying. Marriages are simple, but people can complicate them if they choose to. It's 50-50. It is 50. Well, it's supposed to be 50-50. It's supposed to be that way, you know, but in reality, it's not nowadays. You know, that's just the reality of it. The reality is it's not 50-50 nowadays, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, it's like, and I'm gonna tell you, it's because of, you know, like nowadays, listen, the old feminism, which I would say I agree with, because you know, if you look at the definition, I'm a feminist by definition, because I believe women deserve to have the equal opportunities as anybody else. You know, I believe it. I don't believe in equality of outcome. That's what I don't believe in. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, everyone should have the chance, but whoever's better should get it. You know what I'm saying? Just because they have a lot of, if dudes are dominating in that shit, and that's another thing too. You don't see too many women fighting to become bricklayers. They just want to be equal in the good jobs. You don't see them fighting to become fucking working in the sewers or coal miners. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying none of them do, but the ones who do aren't down with all this shit that's going on. I'll tell you that right now. They're regular people taking the opportunity, proving they can do it and doing it. I'm not one of those people, like I said, man. I actually said it on stage the other day, man, and I thought I was gonna get hated for it. Because I was saying how I don't like to be alone, dude. Where are you?
No, you don't like it.
I don't like the alone shit. I don't mind if you make me bigger, but I want to see you there. I'm talking to you. Okay.
Okay. I got you.
All right. No, the other day I said, this world needs to pull itself back together. We need to agree on certain things. We need to pull it together so that I can go back to rebelling against it instead of looking like a Republican, which I'm not, because I like dirty sex and drugs. All right. And I'm not a Democrat because I don't blame people for my problems. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I said, right? But it's the truth. I'm not the type of person that because we could always find a reason for why it didn't happen. We could always blame something as to why it doesn't happen. But a person determined is a person that will win. I got out and did what I'm doing today because I was determined. And when you're determined and you put in the work, then you will get the outcome. Now, I might not never play in Madison Square Garden, which is what I'm determined to do. That's my goal in comedy. Where people go, what is a goal that a peak? I want to do Madison. If I do Madison, then I'll be like, yeah, I accomplished that. I've always wanted to play Madison. When I did music, I said I want to play Madison Square Garden. Didn't happen. Now I'm doing comedy, and I said, oh, well, I could still do Madison Square Garden. I would love to do it. And if I did it, I would feel like I achieved something that I was working toward. But even if I fucking should die and never get to do that, was I not successful in my endeavor to become a comedian? You understand what I'm saying? And that's the problem. People are sometimes in it. They're doing what they want to do, but because they haven't reached what they wanted to reach, they feel like they're failures. Aren't you doing what you want to do? Okay, so now get better. Don't blame producers. I'm not passed in any club in New York City, except for the Grizzly Pear. Shout out to the Grizzly Pear. All right? Midtown and downtown. Just one of the illest clubs out there, man. I'm not passed in any of those clubs. Did I let that stop me? Did I say, oh, they didn't pass me? So did I cry about it? Did I moan? No one's ever heard me say shit. Because if you don't want me, that's fine. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to build that shit up till you do want me. And then when you want me, I'm going to charge you more than you would have got if you would have seen what was in front of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a person that sits there and goes, because I'm Puerto Rican, I can't get this. Or because I didn't start off with these other people. I didn't have the opportunities you had. No, I didn't have the opportunities you had. But guess what? I'm going to be better than you. I'm going to appreciate it more. Why? Because I didn't have the opportunities you had. I had to work harder to get what I wanted. So now, guess what? Naturally, I'm going to appreciate it more than you. When people start giving excuses, all I say is you're afraid of hard work. We all have a different path to take. I know brothers in this game that have been doing it less than me, and they're blowing the fuck up. And there's no ill will in my fucking heart for them at all. I see them, I give them a hug. I love that they're blowing up. I hope they become legends so I can say I knew them to my grandkids. But then you get other people, you see people blowing up, and instead of fucking being encouraged for them, that if they could do it, if I work hard, I could do it too. No, they hate on them.
All right. Yep.
Oh, don't say if you could do it, I could do it, because you don't know my situation. I don't know your situation. I don't. But I know I've been through my situation and I made it through. And guess what? I bet I know someone who went through your situation and is fucking doing well. You want to know what the trick is? If you want to be a winner, hang with fucking winners. That's how it works. If you hanging with fucking losers, then you're going to be a loser. You want to be a winner, hang with winners. Listen to the shit they tell you. Don't take shit personal when they fucking come at you and tell you you're doing it wrong. You know, listen to losers and you will lose like losers do. Care about what losers think about you. Try to impress losers, and then you'll be a loser in life. I'm not the greatest anything in the world, but in my head, no one could touch me. Thank you, Jasmine. That girl has always had my back, yo. Anytime I wild out, she was the day I hit the chick with the burger, and she had my back. We were at the Cyclones baseball game in Coney Island.
Coney Island.
Yeah, because I used to coach when I coached, and my son was in Little League. So because I coached, we used to get season tickets
right?
to go.
Yeah.
Any like Wednesday and Thursday we can go. So we would go there all the time. It was fun, man. Like the hot dogs were like $1.75, whatever.
Yeah, bro. Those minor league baseball games are incredible to go to. So much
fun.
Fun.
They're great. Yeah, and when we went,
better than the pros.
Yeah, but we had one of the Mets on there because he was rehabilitating.
Got
you.
I
forgot who it was. I think it was Jose. That chick had it coming to us. See, my daughter always got my back because what happened was me and my daughter online, right? I got a burger and I have it open. They don't give you nothing. So I have it open to go put the condiments on. And we're waiting online. And then I get to the condiments and I go to put ketchup on. This chick walks by and knocks the burger out of my hand. Looks down, sees the burger on the floor, and then goes to walk away. Doesn't even say sorry. So I grab her arm. I'm like, yo, where you going? And she looked down and said, what? I said, what do you mean what? You just knocked that burger out of my hand. She said, well, what do you want from me? I said, I want you to get me a new burger. She said, I ain't getting you a new burger. Took her arm around, started walking away. I picked the burger up and threw it at her. And it hit her right flat in the back of the neck, right? It was hysterical. It hit her right in the back of the neck. And then it like fell off slowly, like the bun came off, and then the burger. But when I threw it, just as I threw it, one of the security guards was coming up the steps and he sees me throw it. Like it was all slow motion. It was like as it came out my hand, I saw him, he saw me. Everybody's eyes met but the chick because she got hit in the back of the neck. But our eyes met, and then like you could see him looking at it as it goes through the air. And then he was like, you threw better than the pitcher that day. Yo, dude, it was perfect. And then I saw the dude, and then when everything went back into fast motion again, and I saw the guard coming toward me, I looked at my daughter. I said, okay, we're going to bring you back to the seat. I said, when you go back to the seat, just tell mommy daddy hit someone with a burger, and I'll meet you by the car.
How old was she?
Do you remember how old you were, Jasmine? I'm going to say she's 6 years older than my son. My son had to be at least 7 or 8.
It's like 13, so, 12, 13,
yeah, she was
14,
like 13,
like
12, 13, 14, yeah, 13, maybe 13, 14. Maybe.
That's good.
Something like that. Yeah. So I said, go back to the seat and just tell mommy daddy got thrown out because he hit a chick in the neck with a burger, and I'll meet you by the car. But the
was
dude
it a cheeseburger or a hamburger?
Cheeseburger, of course. Of course. Who just does a hamburger? You?
They sell them.
Lactose? You're lactose intolerant?
No, I used to eat hamburgers when I was young, bro. When I was like a real little kid.
Just a hamburger?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah.
The only time I ever eat a hamburger is when the person cooking it doesn't have cheese.
I wanted to throw this up from our boy at enditwasgood.net. Our boy he's watching us on the big screen. Just submitted it.
Dope. Big up to you, man. I'm loving this. We're having such a great time, man. I'm really glad we decided to start going live.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Same. It's so much better.
I love it. I'm on my P's and Q's, and any moment I can just end it all. I can end my career at any moment. I love it. My adrenaline's flowing. My nipples are hard. You know, fucking loving it, man. But what was I just saying? Oh, but the dude was cool though. The dude wound up not throwing me out at all. I told him what happened.
Get tossed?
Nah, I told him what happened. He tried to get me a new burger. The guy actually went with me to get new burgers. Yes, my brother, iron sharpens iron. And yes, I am my brother's keeper. I look out for my peoples, you know. He tried to get me one, but they wouldn't give me one, man. I'm like, really, yo? And I refused to pay for another one, so I didn't.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, I refused. I said, I'm not paying for another one, man. You know. Then me and my daughter went looking to try to find out where that lady sat so we could jump on. I'm only playing. But she's always had my back with shit like that because everybody was mad at me, and my daughter was like, she deserved it.
Yeah, she did, bro.
Come at my pop. She deserved it.
Yeah.
So big up to her. She makes wise choices. Overall life is good, right?
Oh yeah, baby.
Overall.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
man. It's great. It's great.
Overall life is good. And I hope life is good for all you out there listening. No matter what you're going through, man, just ride it out. This is life, up and down. And I always say, man, when you go through crazy shit, that's just experiencing the fullness of life. Everybody doesn't get to do it. And I want to thank all y'all for staying with us, man. Big up to everybody. Big up to our new listener for coming and hanging out with us. Stormy, big up to you. Big up to you, Jasper, for coming out. Big up to you, Mike, for stopping in. Self wasn't here today, but and it was good, man. Big up to you. I love y'all, man, and I hope you enjoyed the show, man. We are going to keep doing this, man. Oh, who's winning the big game, man? Who do you got, Brian?
Birds, bro. I got the Birds.
I'm going to go with Philly. I like Philly. I just like Philly. I ain't even going to lie. Philly's always shown me love. So big up, Philly. Good luck to y'all. I hope y'all do it tonight, man. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.